change. Keep it tuned to Citi. Your number one. Don't look no further. We've got it all covered. Citi FM.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Good morning to life.
Good morning.
Music, talk, inspiration, in perspective.
Express yourself. Good morning, my neighbor.
Citi FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
Citi FM, 97.3.
Oh, you lead, always for the one. Can we turn up? Can we turn up? Can we turn up? Can we turn up? Hey.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio.
You
This
really,
is
really
Citi
move, though.
97.3.
That's what I'm saying.
The Citi Breakfast
I know
Show.
he loves
Rise above the
I know
noise.
he cares. Whenever I call, he always is right there. In times of trouble, he is my help. Yeah, I know no fear. I know he'll be right there. Hey, he really does what he says he will do. My God really moves. Oh, hey, why would I doubt when he always comes through? My God really moves. Oh. He really, really moves on. Come on, sing the verse, y'all. I know he loves me. I know he cares. Whenever when I'm in trouble, he is my help. Come on, we say, yeah. He really does what he says he will do. Whoa, hey. Whoa, hey. He really does what he says he will do. Baba, yeah. Baba, Baba. He really, really moves on.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise
Really
above
comes
the
through for
noise.
me, oh. Every time, on time, every time. Come on, this your part. Come on, let's say. No, man, you're always on time. You can't do no wrong. Oh, man, come on. You leave the 99, always for the one. Oh,
26 minutes past the hour of 6.
good, always
22nd day of May 2025.
yeah, Baba, Baba, leave the
Chandler Moore with one of my favorite songs this season. And the part that hits me, he really does what he said he would do.
you can't do no.
You're always on time. For by your words you shall be justified, and by your words you shall be condemned. For those of us who speak a lot, we have to be very careful that we say exactly what we will do. Because words that are not backed by actions really don't mean much. So there's a mantra in marketing. It says, always under promise but over deliver. Always under promise but over deliver. It's a very important mantra, because what defines your relationship with a customer is expectation. Oh yes. So when you overpromise, you raise expectations, and when things don't turn out right, the disappointment is more. Which is why you shouldn't be worried if people consider you an underdog, or when people write you off or don't rate you, because that's actually a good chance to show them what you've got. So there's a whole principle in marketing called the underdog principle. Some people prefer the underdog. Oh yeah. Even with us, we've been underdogs for many, many years. And when people try to say you're number one, I said, no, we are not. It's better to be the underdog. Always shock them with your excellence. Don't disappoint them with your mediocrity. Right? So shock them with your excellence. So this is a really important thing for marketers. Advertising is great, but always know that you're working within the band of expectation. Don't overpromise. Don't say what you can't do. Only say what you've proven, what you know to be true, because only true things would last. Because a lie is nothing, because it doesn't exist. Only true and solid things will last. So be solid in your performance and back your promises with action. If you are truly a son of the Most High God, because He really does what He said He would do. I like it. So the business sense in there, under promise, over deliver, back words with action, and have a reputation for overachieving. These are little nuggets of business sense brought to you by Access Bank. Grab the chance to win big in the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kasia promo. Starts with 250 CDs in your new or existing Access account. Current or savings. Increase to 500 CDs. You qualify for a draw. We have up to 500,000 CDs in cash for grabs. Another amazing reward. Call us on 0800 toll free 004400 or go to ghana.accessbankplc.com for more information about the Fakitwa Beji Kasia promo. We're starting with the newspapers this morning and our online portals as well. And I want to celebrate the CEO of Less Farm and Finam, Nana Efia Ajay Mensa. As for you, your birthday is not a day, it's a week. We are in the third day of the celebration. Such a brilliant woman, partnering your husband to do amazing things. I mean, to think that idea has become this great tree that is benefiting so many people. We're grateful to God for your life. This message came in 2 days ago from your husband, Frank J. Mensa, but we are filing a Jonda application to say God bless you for this wonderful company you've started. And of course, Piva Beverages being one of the fruits of that one. Oh my God. Buy Piva. It's made in Ghana by a great company. Call 0550-032231. Just buy it because I said so. You know, it's an amazing product. FDA approved advert celebrating the co-founder who celebrated a birthday 2 days ago. Coming from your daughters, Ira Asidua Ajay Mensa and Nanefia Ajewa J Mensa. We also got your message from your office to the CBS team. So we are grateful. All right. Always remember that God can do more than you want. The Bible says He's able to do exceeding and abundantly more than we can ask or think. Don't think your imagination is that wild that you can start something in that corner of Accra and it become a global brand. No, it's possible. Because if you partner with God, He will take you to very unimaginable heights. So in this case, your mind can even be a limitation because He can do much more than you imagine. And He gives you little evidences of that with His blessings in your life over the past many years. Now, the fact that you're still here means He's not done with you. So let your past be a motivator. So your past should not make you cry because they ate the food and left you. Your past should make you remember, if I could survive that. Right? So those things that you went through, they locked the door, they didn't let you enter the house, they ate the banku, they didn't give you some. All those funny things. They took you to a lower school. Everybody else went to a high school. They took you to some nya school. Well, you're still here, and the story of your life is not yet done. So let your past motivate you. Let your past inspire you that you will survive all the hatred, you will survive all the lack, and you will become a great person in Ghana. All right, we're also sponsored by Fidelity Bank. From the dreams of youth to the ambitions of adulthood, wherever you are on the journey, starting a career, building a family, growing a business, or planning your future, we are here for your journey. Trust in the journey and understand that Fidelity Bank is with you every step of the way. Hey. Okay. Oh, Mima.
He really does.
What he said he will do. My God really moved.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the beautiful things in this world is if you have kids who can sing nice songs to the Lord, teach them how to sing. They should learn to sing nice gospel songs. It's very good. It's a blessing. Let them learn it. Don't be playing only reggae and things in your car. Play a nice song like this one too. Okay? When we come back, the review will happen. There's business news at 7. There's sports. All of that on the City Breakfast Show. Don't forget, it's an interactive show. 054 998 6996.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
If you have 250 Ghana cedis right now, it can do wonders for you. Chairman, Fabeji, it could turn your tears into joy in the Access Bank Fakitwabeji Kese promo. Madam, Fabeji, it could get you up to 50,000 Ghana cedis cash prize. Business owner, Fabeji. As a student, make transactions with your Access Bank card, and that could get you Spotify and Netflix subscriptions, PS5, iPhone 16 Pro Max, and more. This be out of class Enzo. Fabeji, you see what 250 Ghana cedis can do for you? And Gasakra. Fabeji, it's the Access Bank Fakitwabeji Kese promo. Deposit a minimum of 250 Ghana cedis and its multiples in your new or existing account, and be on your way to winning a share of the 580,000 Ghana cedis in cash prizes and other amazing rewards. The more you deposit, the more your chances of winning. Promo runs from now to September 2025. This promo is in partnership with NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Access Bank, more than banking.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
7:37. So we're starting with the newspaper headlines. Caleb Kuda is here in a suit, looking very, very, very splendid. Good morning. What's the occasion?
Oh,
You are just coming to work.
Thursday.
Oh, okay, that's good. It's
I
good
was
to
born
know.
on Thursday.
Is it?
Yeah.
He was also born on Thursday.
Oh,
Really?
So you are Yao.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a Yaochi.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Go in there out here.
So your dad is also Yao.
No, my elder brother is Yao, so I come
I
behind
see.
him. I'm
Okay,
Yaochi.
that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Younger Yao.
Somehow, none of my brothers is
It's
born on
good.
Thursday.
Okay,
None of
Thursday.
none of my children is Thursday born.
Uh-huh.
I only have one nephew born on Thursday. So Thursday
We
is very
missed the
rare.
golden day.
Is it?
Yeah, that's right. The real gold is on Thursday.
Is it? But I feel like there are not that many Yaos.
I
No,
think
there
so
are.
too.
There are.
No, I think it's a very unique day. There are lots of Kujos, lots of
I think
Kwesis.
there is Yao Jampo, if I begin to.
No, but I'm saying that generally,
Generally,
it's a very carefully.
I know Yao.
We are Thursday
I'm
born.
actually Yaoche.
Yo, what's going on here?
So we have Yao in the house. So we call him Yaoga.
Yao girl, right?
The first one,
Yes.
You come after
So
him.
there is Yaovi.
Yao.
which
Yeah.
is the second one,
Uh-huh.
and then you
So
are
Yao.
Yao.
when I enter the
They
phrase,
have to make you Yao. I see.
Serious.
So 2 Thursday bonds.
yeah, no, two Yaoches on the show.
Very, very interesting. Nice coincidence. Start with the headlines.
Daily Graphic this morning. Governor explains economic gains. Timothy Nyangba is writing, and CJ impeachment. Supreme Court throws out another injunction on the removal of beggars. The Ghana Immigration Service says it has repatriated 925. Has put arrest on hold for lack of space. Now, drivers and commuters are reacting to the 15% fare reduction. All these and more on the Daily Graphic.
The Ghanaian Times says this morning, Kwashiorkor still ravages children after 92 years of its discovery. Professor Samuel Kaba is here on the front page. He is the Director General of the Ghana Health Service. Also on the front page, Interior Minister flags 338 conflict hotspots across the country and don't restrict cash payment. Professor Kwote is here on the front. And the Ghanaian Times is still raising support for Agnes Owusu, who needs to go for medical treatment for a tumor she has.
Daily Guy says CJ Tokonu sues government over suspension, wants 2 judges restrained. Minister directs Lands Commission to decentralize operations. Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa's photograph is here. He's the minister. Mahama car gift undermines ethics code. Transparency International here. University Senior Staff Association declare indefinite strike. Cozy visits Adentan flood victims is the final one here.
The Chronicle says Justice Tokonu sues AG, Pamang and others. A photograph is here on the front page. Also, Agrada laughs over Empress gifties 200 billion. This, I don't know why we give you.
Part of entertainment. You can't be serious every time. So you also need those things.
Agradiz.
People, Charlie, life is not just about CD dollar and things.
I know,
It's
right?
also about grada. Press gift. So allow.
Okay. The Lands Minister asks the Lands Commission to decentralize. I brought you the story yesterday.
Yes, the overseer says no fee stress. Over 41,000 students complete registration. Kwacho Fosu saying NHIA disburses additional 259 million Ghana cedis in claims within 21 days. IT expert in government, economist in opposition. Solomon Owusu slams Baumea.
Okay.
And then Sami Jemfi credits CD gains to government action. Supreme Court dismisses injunction against CJ's removal in 4-1 ruling. And if you go to the High Street Journal, the forcing doctrine, spend wisely, guard the gold, stop power losses, hold officials accountable, and work with global partners.
Let me take you to the New Republic. CJ family bag juicy contracts in shady deals. Also on the front page, Mahama vows to tackle Accra flooding.
Okay.
No.
That's all for me.
Okay, let me take you to 2 other newspapers. The Daybreak newspaper says this morning, SML sparks anger over procurement breaches.
Okay.
Also on the front page this morning, CD performance, Mahama rules, but Baumea's ideas reign. That's coming in from Dr. Gideon Boako.
Okay.
And I take you now to the Daily Democrat. The big story says, Sami Jemfi challenges Baumea on Forex. stroke gold strategy. Also on the front page this morning, there's a story here that says Ghana launches Cocoa Farmers Alliance Africa chapter.
I'm going to take you online and give you a few quick headlines. CitiNewsroom.com, the lead story, it's about time Goodman spoke. Damage justifies role as Tokonu's lawyer. Also, reliable electricity is key to 24-hour economy. Otum for speaking. Producer price inflation falls sharply to 18.5% in April. So that's a good one. Meanwhile, Dr. Kabiru says Citi was recovering before MPP left office. He's also clashed with Professor Khalid over the Citi gains. Those are excerpts of the point of view from last night. Suspended Chief Justice is just backing but cannot bite. Ansar Sari is speaking. And Koforidia MC orders citywide cleanup to tackle flooding and sanitation challenges. If you come to Channel 1 News, that debate is still on. Gold for oil lack credibility. Gold board as investor confidence. Professor Khalid speaking on the city's appreciation. A Kumfi MP calls for support measures for affected traders. This is in relation to decongestion of our urban spaces. Meanwhile, ECG is set to roll out 100-day maintenance at Swame Magazine and put Article 71 beneficiaries on SNIT. Professor Kwiku Asari. I like that. So we are all equal before the law. Meanwhile, government is commending AMA and Kole Klote for Accra decongestion efforts. If I take you to a few more websites just to give you some stories we haven't seen yet in the newspapers. My Joy Online, for example, CJ Supreme Court move a provocation of committee and Sansari blast Tokonu's action. A few other headlines. Ghana throws open its doors with visa processing slashed to 5 days in dramatic policy research. And then we are told Oke's firearm case. Student stepfather granted 80,000 CD bail. And then BBC and everybody is reporting on the Africa page. Trump ambushes South African leader with claims of Afrikaners being persecuted. Meanwhile, there's another nice article here. Ramaphosa keeps cool during Trump's choreographed onslaught. So he didn't lose his cool like Zelensky. He just decided that, Charlie, let me just talk it cool.
You don't have all the cards. We have the cards.
So let him finish. And then once he will give me the money, me, I'll take it, Charlie. You don't go and shout and then you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yes, I'm not blind
at all. You know? That's all. So I think for students of international politics, take Zelensky's video and take Ramaphosa and study and discuss. Let's get into the details, guys.
Yes. Okay, we are on a campaign over the CD matter. So let me take you to the Chronicle, because Professor Quote is quoted here, saying he's a respected voice within the space, and the Chronicle says CD appreciation driven by mixed domestic and global factors.
Right.
Hafsa obeying writing says Professor Peter Quote, director of the Institute of Statistical Social and Economic Research, ESA, says the recent appreciation of the CD is a result of a complex mix of domestic and international factors. Now, Professor Quote emphasized that while the CD faced downward pressure, some domestic policies were actively helping to mitigate the decline. Now, the director of ESA was speaking in an interview with the Ghana News Agency on the back of a 2-day conference of Marian Institute of Advanced Studies in Africa, the 12th interdisciplinary fellow group in Accra. Now, the story goes on to say that cash in crisis, so basically the conference was cash in crisis, blah, blah, blah. But he's provided a number of reasons.
But he said something about cash, that we shouldn't ignore cash or something.
Yeah, so that is in another paper, which is in the Ghanaian Times, where he's quoted as saying, don't restrict cash payment. That story is
I want to hear that. And then I want to hear what the governor is also saying about the economy in the graphic.
Okay, it's on the center spread of the Ghanaian Times this morning. Benjamin Acton Tete says the director of the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, Professor Peter Quote, has emphasized the need for the government to ensure the non-restriction of the use of fiscal cash transaction, despite the increase in the usage of digital payment systems.
Wonderful.
Professor Quote said this at the opening of a 2-day conference, the one I
fair enough. Caleb, what's the governor saying?
Yes, so the governor is explaining our economic gains. Governor Dr. Johnson Pandit Esiama has asserted that the early signs of macroeconomic stabilization are largely the results of recent policy actions by the central bank, as well as improvement in external and domestic fundamentals. He said the decline decline in inflation to 21.2% last month had been shaped by a combination of monetary tightening, relative exchange rate stability, and easing of non-food inflation. Now, Bernard, on calls for payments to be made, there is an interesting opinion on page 35 by Nalambe Bentel. Yes, she says, broken roads, broken promises, how delayed payments to contractors undermine Ghana's progress. And it says that for road contractors, delayed payments are not mere inconvenience, they are financial and operational nightmare. Most contractors rely on loans to pre-finance their work, expecting that the government will honor its side of the contract. So basically making the call for government
but the
to
contractors too, when they pay them, they shouldn't go and buy dollars.
And also buy jets.
They should spread the money in Ghana so that the currency will be stable and people will get work. They shouldn't sit on the money. And they shouldn't go and buy dollars.
They import some of their inputs.
But now we even now have localized bitumen. You remember they've done so much. So I think they should also help. Let's stay with economy.
Okay, because the BOG is reviewing monetary policy implementation framework. That story is also on the center spread of the Chronicle, the Ghanaian Times. Kingsley Asare says the Bank of Ghana has commenced a comprehensive review of its monetary policy implementation framework. There's a quote here that says, we are transitioning from reliance on the unremunerated cash reserve ratio to a more active open market operations regime, including the use of longer tenor BOG instruments. Bernard, you understand?
So they are basically going to, they're basically trying to say they want to borrow from long term. And let me give you a last one. Ghana's producer price inflation has also fallen. So everything looks good for now. In April 2025, dropping to 18.5% from 24.4% in March, according to the latest data from Ghana Statistical Service. Now, this marks the third consecutive monthly decline in producer inflation and signals a cooling in price pressures at the factory gate. So even though the CD appreciation is less than 2 months, we are seeing the effects of some of that in inflation. Now, the fall in the year-on-year rate represents a significant 5.9 percentage point drop, driven largely by easing price growth in two key sectors, mining and quarrying, which contributed to 10.6 points to April's inflation, and manufacturing, which added 6.9 points. Together, these sectors accounted for nearly 95% of the monthly inflation. Now, producer price inflation is important because it then has a pass-through effect on the inflation that you and I pay. So,
and the shipping companies, yesterday, we heard they are undermining
let's not repeat one mistake twice. You know, somebody sent us a message claiming that the rates were using a different rate, and then we went to town with it only to be told it was not true. The shipping people to say what the guy is saying is not true. So
it's not true.
Yes,
we have to look into the market.
No, you see, what I'm saying is that when somebody makes an allegation, we have to be careful because there's always a second side to the issue.
That's why I always issue the caveat.
But the atomic energy people have responded to the claims. They've sent out a statement explaining why they had to fell those trees. And during the show, I'll read it. So today I have two rejoinders for you. The Atomic Energy Commission have a rejoinder to our show yesterday, and the shippers to say, Charlie, some of the things the harmful guys said was not true. So we shouldn't allow our noble platform
to be used
to spread just one-sided information. So I told him that today I'll see what I can do about it. So Caleb,
while at it, will data cost reduce by the end of the year?
Let's hear it.
Sam George says he's working towards it. Juliet Echan Safo is writing in the center spread of Daily Graphic that the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovations is working towards ensuring reduction in connectivity cost by the end of the year. The Sector Minister Samuel Nate George said a committee that was set up in February this year had developed a roadmap that would lead to drop in data prices. Mr. George said the committee, which included telecom companies, NCA and other sector players, worked for 13 days without receiving any payment from taxpayers. So that's the promise we are getting in the center spread. On the back page, we are told drivers and commuters are reacting to 15% fare reduction. Juliet Echan Safo again. Enthusiasm from both drivers and passengers has greeted the announcement that transport fares are to go down by 15% from Saturday, May 24. We are looking forward to that. And Accra's Decongestion Regional Minister to reactivate task force, Pacom Emmanuel Damali, writes that the Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council will reactivate the task force responsible for enforcing street trading regulations in Accra. The Greater Accra Regional Minister Linda Obenewa Akwele Oklua said the move, she said, was to sustainably decongest the city streets, which were usually occupied by traders, and improve the free flow of vehicles.
Let me just give you some related stories.
Yeah.
So Accra's decongestion, as you read, enters day 3, I think, today. It started on 20th, continued on 21st, so today is the 3rd day. Koforidia's MC is also ordering a citywide cleanup to tackle flooding. So it looks like a lot of the new metropolitan chief executives are announcing their
The president told them that if you don't perform
yes,
sanitation,
in fact, the president said he will use sanitation.
yes, as
As
a
a
bit.
And I like that.
I love
So the new Jabinsa Municipal CEO Ransford Owusu-Boakye has announced the assembly plan to adopt pragmatic measures to address the recurring flooding and poor sanitation in Koforidia. As part of the initiative, the MC has disclosed the temporary closure of all shops and market centers on Saturday, May 24, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. to allow for citywide communal labor exercise. Transport operators have also been directed to suspend operations and to clean up his over. I like this. Speaking to journalists at the event, he basically said he urged people to join.
Okay, and then quickly, if you go to the New Republic, commuters hail new AMA boss as traffic nightmare eases in Accra. Now, drivers, frustrated commuters, and even market shoppers in Accra's bustling central market are showering praises on the newly appointed Accra Metropolitan Assembly Chief Executive, Mr. Michael Bakwaluti, for his swift and impactful decongestion exercise.
Let's come to the CJ.
Yes.
There's a big story. It's about time good men speak.
Yeah, so let me take you
Damage justifies rolling.
Yeah, so page 3 of the Chronicle says that Justice Tokonu sues AG Pwamang and others. Now, Benis Besse writes that story and says, in a bold and unprecedented legal move, the Chief Justice of Ghana Head Ladyship, Justice Gertrude Araba Esaba Saki Tokonu, has filed a motion at the Supreme Court seeking to halt the operations of a presidential committee probing her alleged misconduct. Now, the suit, they provide details and they say that it was filed on May 21, 2025 at the Supreme Court. Now, the case lists the Attorney General as the lead plaintiff, not the lead plaintiff.
Just correct it. Correct it as
so
you
he's
go.
the defendant,
Correct it as
alongside
you go.
the respondent, Justice Gabriel Scott Pwamang and Justice Samuel Kwame Adibu Asiedu. Ironically, 2 members of the very committee under contention. Also named as respondents are former Auditor General Daniel Yao Domolovo, Major Flora Dalugo, and Professor James Sefa Jisa. Now, the motion is an application for an interlocutory injunction seeking urgent court orders to restrain the committee set up by the president from proceeding with this inquiry. Well, you cannot file an injunction in vacuo. So what you can do is to file a substantive case, which was done, and then the injunction operates to...
2 reactions. Former AG Godfrey Yebo Adame has denied allegations of conflict of interest following his decision to represent the suspended CJ.
Okay.
Speaking on Joy News on Wednesday, Mr. Dame insisted that he had acted within the bounds of the law and rejected suggestions of impropriety. But some other lawyers are taking issue with the whole matter. For example, Ansasa will blast Justice Tokonu's action and says it will not amount to anything. We will see what will happen as the matter is heard.
Yeah, and then quickly, just to mention something. If you go to the New Republic, they are claiming that the CJ has, the family, they've benefited from some contract, which they are calling an act of corruption. So you want to grab a copy of the New Republic and read that.
Now, for those who want to procure lands, the minister has directed Lands Commission to decentralize its operations.
Okay.
The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amakofibo, has directed the leadership of the Lands Commission to decentralize the Commission's operations within the next 2 months. He said this is to help address the long-standing challenges of inaccessibility, bureaucratic delays, and land disputes plaguing the system. Quote, land is a critical asset for our people, and it is unacceptable that citizens have to travel long distances to regional capitals to access basic land services. The minister stated, now this decentralization would not only enhance efficiency, but also restore public trust in the Commission's ability to manage land resources fairly and effectively. And we are told the government has reclaimed the Asenayo Forest Reserve from illegal miners. That story is on page 9 of Daily Guide. You can grab that for details.
Yeah, so the story about the decentralization, we brought it to our listeners yesterday.
All right.
Yeah, okay. So let me take you to page 12 of the Ghanaian Times now, quickly. Koshoko, we are told, is back.
Koshoko is back.
Yeah, that's right. So Abigail Ano says that Ghana is still grappling with the burden of severe malnutrition known as Koshoko among children, more than 9 decades after it was first identified in the country. To this end, the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Professor Samuel Kaba, has expressed grave concerns over the situation and called for collective efforts to prioritize child health. And
No, we need to
nutrition
talk
for-
about this.
Yeah.
Koshoko is back.
Exactly.
Or as in he's never left.
No, he's not left. He's still, creating problems. So we need to ensure that children are eating properly. If we have to produce enough egg to share to every family, so that every child of Ghana will have at least one egg.
A balanced
important.
diet.
Yes.
Thank you, Sky. Thank you, Caleb. That was the newspaper review. Coming up next is the City Business News.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangerine. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055 00 32231. Piva, a taste you'd love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Let's go. My body, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you will work, but you know it's out your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out your side. And when you dream, no say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, when you wanna go, anything you do, I live for you. If I believe I live your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I live your side, fidelity.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. And what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make I fill the gobe too small.
The go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
So the City Business News is next. Neil Lati is here. Good morning, Neil.
Good morning, Bernard. Good morning to you out there. Welcome to the breakfast edition of City Business News. The bulletin is brought to you by MTN, World and EcoBank. Coming up, Citi continues to strengthen against major trading currencies, now closing to 12 cedis to the dollar on the forex market. Also, Bank of Ghana commences review of monetary policy framework to fast-track private sector growth and taming inflation. Much later, producer price inflation falls for third straight month, hitting 18.5% in April. For your time, I am Ni Latte. Let's get into the details now. The country's ongoing economic recovery is being credited to stronger fiscal discipline and adherence to IMF-backed reforms. That's the view of some economic analysts who point to the cedi's recent rally and easing inflation as early signs of a turnaround. They add recent effort to contain expenditure and tighten monetary policy are beginning to yield results. Economist and finance professor at the University of Ghana Business School, Godfred Bokpin, tells City Business News that sustaining these gains will require policy consistency from government.
the new administration from fiscal side. So I've heard people saying there's no policy backing this. From the fiscal side, there is an intention to arrive at this point. There is an intention, and that is why I hold the view that it is not accidental. Okay, what is the intention? You will see that the 2025 budget, government sought to shrink expenditure significantly. In fact, the current administration has benefited from what the previous administration failed to do over a long period of time, because right from COVID, the core had been cut wasteful expenditure, shrink expenditure, right, and all of that. That's where you begin to moderate the effect of the crisis, but we didn't do that.
That's economist Professor Godfred Bokpin. Meanwhile, the Citi continued to firm up on Wednesday, closing at 12 cedis 10 pesos to the US dollar on the forex market. This is its strongest showing so far this year. Well, the British pound is selling at 16 cedis 85 pesos and the euro going for 14 cedis 60 pesos at the forex bureau near you. So you should be doing some business this morning if you so desire. Away from that, the Bank of Ghana has begun a comprehensive review of its monetary policy framework. It's shifting towards more dynamic tools to manage liquidity and support private sector growth. This means the central bank will be prioritizing enhanced open market operation, which will include longer tenor Bank of Ghana instruments. Governor Dr. Johnson Isiama notes the review will strengthen policy direction and maintain disinflation efforts without derailing the fragile economic recovery.
The bank has commenced a comprehensive review of its monetary policy implementation framework. We are transitioning from reliance on the unremunerated cash reserve ratio to a more active open market operations regime, including the use of longer tenor BOG instruments, as we announced at the maiden MPC that I had. This is intended to enhance policy transmission. It is intended to improve liquidity management, and it is intended to allow greater room for credit expansion to the private sector.
Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Johnson Isiama. Next, producer price inflation continued its downward trend in April, falling sharply to 18.5% from 24.4% in March. Latest data from the Ghana Statistical Service shows that this fall marks the third straight month of decline in factory gate prices, which actually signals easing cost pressures across key sectors. Daniel Udo-Mensah has more in this Business Desk report.
The fall in the year-on-year rate represents a significant 5.9 percentage point drop, driven largely by easing price growth in two key sectors, mining and quarrying, which contributed 10.6 points to April's inflation, and manufacturing, which added 6.9 points. Together, these sectors accounted for nearly 95% of the month's inflation rate. On a month-on-month basis, producers experienced deflation of 0.8%, indicating that average factory gate prices were lower in April than in March. This is a reversal from the 0.6% rise recorded in March and suggests that producers are beginning to receive less revenue per unit of goods and services sold. Across industries, mining and quarrying recorded the most notable decline in year-on-year inflation, falling from 35.4% in March to 24.3% in April. The manufacturing sector also saw a drop from 22.8% to 19.6% over the same period. The transport and storage sector saw its inflation rate decline from 20.4% to 16.2%. The decline in producer inflation offers a potential boost to the broader economy. According to the Statistical Service, reduced input costs for producers could eventually translate to lower consumer prices if the reductions are passed along the supply chain.
Daniel Udro-Mensah with that Business Desk report. Ghana's electricity trade has seen significant progress over the past 2 decades. The country has evolved from a net importer to a major power exporter in the West African region. Back in 2002, Ghana depended heavily on imported electricity, with net imports peaking at 534 gigawatt hours. But today, the country has flipped the switch and is supplying more power to its neighbors through the regional energy market. Here is Daniel Udo-Mensah's report again.
This dependence, however, has steadily diminished, giving way to growing export volumes. According to the 2025 National Energy Statistical Bulletin, Ghana has consistently maintained net positive exports since 2008, when it recorded 538 gigawatt-hour in exports against 275 gigawatt-hour in imports. The trend has since strengthened significantly. By 2023, Ghana's electricity exports peaked at 2,528 gigawatt-hour, while imports had dropped to 79 gigawatt-hour. Though exports fell slightly in 2024 to 2,113 gigawatt-hour, imports continued to decline, settling at just 57 gigawatt-hour. This new seven-fold increase in net exports from 2008 to 2024 reflects the country's strengthened generation capacity and regional energy partnerships. The increase has been driven primarily by the expansion of thermal generation, which accounted for 61% of Ghana's total generation in 2024. Despite the slight dip in exports last year, the net export figure of 2,056 gigawatt-hour in 2024 underscores Ghana's growing role as a power hub in the sub-region. With infrastructure upgrades and increased investment in generation capacity, including renewables, the country appears poised to maintain its export leadership while ensuring domestic supply stability. This strategic shift not only enhances Ghana's energy security, but also positions the country to benefit economically from power trade under the West African Power Pool framework.
That was a report filed by Citi Business News' Daniel Odru-Mensah. Now, Nexans Cable Metal Ghana Limited has commissioned a 532 kilowatt peak solar power system at its thermal plant to enhance energy resilience and sustainability in the industrial sector. The grid-tied installation featuring 900 solar panels and delivered by Shell Group subsidiary Daystar Power will generate over 47 megawatt hours of electricity monthly, reduce reliance on the national grid, and cut greenhouse gas emissions by nearly 12 tons every quarter. CEO of Nexans Cable Metal, Alexander Kwakupomo, says the installation is part of the company's drive to energy efficiency and green growth.
By way of generation, we are looking at about 47.7 kilowatt hour of power being generated on a quarterly basis. And this is a 532 kilowatt power facility with over 900 panels. And by way of savings on electricity, I think the cost savings are really handsome. And in terms of impact on the environment as well, we are looking at, so far we've saved about 20% of our greenhouse emissions compared to last year. That comes to almost 8 tons of greenhouse gas emissions.
That was CEO of Nexans Cable Metal Ghana Limited, Alexander Kwakupomo. Meanwhile, country head of Daystar Power, Victor Ezanwoku, is urging deeper public-private collaboration to help address persistent power supply challenges.
Private developers like Daystar Power need to collaborate with leading businesses like Nexans, but also the public sector to make sure that there's an environment that enables businesses to thrive. In this case, Nexans was proactive. They were forward-thinking and willing to find a way to incorporate solar, and we found a way to make it work that is a win-win-win. They get cost savings, they get sustainability, and we get to develop more solar systems in the region.
Victor Ezanwoku is country head of Daystar Power. That's it for the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, brought to you by MTN, Goyle and EcoBank. CityNewsroom.com/business has more on our top stories. Thanks indeed for your company. I'm Neil Latte. Do have a good business day.
Charlie, where are you?
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more. EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
It's your day off and you end up looking after the baby while your wife goes off to work. You realize you have no idea how to change a diaper. So you video call your wife.
Hello, darling.
Yeah, hello. Hello.
Kojo, is everything all right?
Everything is not all right. I'm not seeing Topo. How do I change a baby's diaper, please?
Kojo. Okay, first, put the diaper.
The video call freezes. While you wait for the internet to catch up, the baby sprouts a fountain and wets the diaper. As you are getting a new one, your wife comes back online.
Kojo, no.
But I have to go and get a new diaper. What must I do next? I beg, quick.
Open the front of the diaper. It's the side that has...
Wow, look. The video freezes again. Abba.
By now, you know where the conversation is going. There's no buffering in real life, so why accept it from your internet connection? Get connected and experience ultra-fast internet to your home, powered by MTN Fiber Broadband. From the Internet Masters.
MTN, everywhere you go. Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
After 7 every day, people face different emergencies. Police, fire, medical, floods, you name them. Many people, however, don't know their emergency numbers. Here's one you don't want to forget. Star 770 hash is the new EcoBank money emergency number. Star 770 hash. When you need instant access to loans, funds transfer, utility payments, airtime, data purchase, so much more, you can get access to all these even without data. There is no need to panic when you find yourself in any money emergency. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. So dial star 770 hash now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank is the Pan-African bank. And Thursdays are now extra special on MTN. Yes, your Thursdays just go more exciting because from now on you get a nice 25% bonus on your first data bundle purchase. That's of the day when you bundle on my MTN app or use the star 138 hash. This and every Thursday on MTN. MTN is saying that's not enough for a lovely customer like you, so they're offering you a free extra movie ticket when you pay with Momo at the Silverbird Cinemas at Accra or West Hills Malls. Wonderful people in Great Garden City, Kumasi, you get your free tickets at the Golden Cinemas in the Kumasi Mall. If you ask me, I think your movie dates are sorted from now on. So set your reminders, bundle on my MTN or star 138 hash and make the best of your 25% first data bundle discount and visit the cinemas. Use Momo, get your free extra movie tickets on MTN's Yellow Thursday. Switching to Kickoff shortly, brought to you proudly by Lesheho Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP and Polytank. You deserve financial peace from now until 30th of June 2025. We've reduced our interest rates just for you. Whether it's your education, your rent, or unexpected expenses, Lesheho has got the right loan to meet your needs. They call it the Lesheho Don't Come campaign. So simply call or WhatsApp now on 02700 4799 or 02700 47cc. Let's make life easier together. Act now before the offer ends. T's and C's apply. Let's share, let's improve life. Premium understands premium best. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP with carbon neutral properties is the one for your premium car. Shell Pure Plus technology prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power. It gives you strong, long-lasting engine performance. So go get Shell Helix Ultra 0 W20 SP, which is designed for ultimate engine performance. And if you're looking for the best when it comes to water storage tanks, there's none compares to Polytank. They've been in the system for 30 years, 3 decades, trusted by all generations. So make no mistakes. Always choose Polytank for guaranteed quality. Same price across the country at Polytank partner shops. No matter the size you're looking for, durability is always assured. Polytank, the original, always the best. Caution is Polytank does not request for Momo payments online. It's time for Kickoff, friends. And Edwin Kwaukovi is here.
Saar, Richarlison, slipped in for Bentancur. Saar once more, and Johnson's in there! And Tottenham struck first on the big night. Brennan Johnson right on the line.
That's right, Brennan Johnson's scrambled goal ended a 17-year Tottenham trophy drought with a battling 1-0 win over Manchester United in the Europa League final last night. Big reactions coming up pretty soon. Plus, we will look ahead to Ghana's participation at the upcoming four-nation tournament in the UK. And in the NBA Eastern Conference Finals, the New York Knicks were leading the Indiana Pacers by 2 points with 4 seconds to play in the fourth quarter when this happened.
Take it. He'll backpedal, a three for the win, and he got
That was eventually ruled as a 2-pointer by Tyrese Halliburton's buzzer beater took the game to overtime, where the Pacers claimed game 1. More on Kickoff, which is powered by Shell Go Well, Zonda GH, Politangana, and Lesheho. Let's improve life. Let's start off from Europe, specifically the San Mamés Stadium last night, where Brennan Johnson's scrambled goal ended Tottenham's 17-year trophy drought as Spurs beat Manchester United 1-0 in the Europa League final last night. Spurs, who had not won European silverware since 1984, will now also play in next season's Champions League, while United miss out, presenting some major financial complications for the Red Devils. Let's get some reactions now, first from Spurs boss Ange Postecoglou, who was asked about his future at the club.
Look, I'm still kind of taking it all in. It's I know what it means for this football club, you know, and unfortunately, the longer it goes on, it's harder to break that cycle sometimes. And you know, even I could sense some nervousness in everybody at the club because they've been in a situation before, and until you get that, until you break that sort of, take that monkey off your back, you never understand what it feels like. And we've got a really young group, but I'm hoping them tasting this now and the success they have, you guys will know it feeds into itself. You know, they feel differently about themselves, and mainly for the supporters, because you know, there's probably been supporters here who've been following us for those 41 years. We haven't won one in Europe, and 17, you know, and just what it means to them, it's incredible.
Our Spurs boss Ange Postecoglou. Let's also hear from Spurs captain Son Heung-min, who claimed the first trophy of his club career.
Are you a legend now?
He already was. Yeah, let's say I'm a legend. Why not?
You said once.
Only today.
You said once you wouldn't call yourself a legend until you'd won a trophy with the club.
Look, I mean, 17 years, nobody haven't done it, so with such amazing players, yeah, today's the day. Probably I will say today I'm a legend of this club, so yeah, let's enjoy, let's celebrate.
How does it feel, winning Spurs' first trophy for 17 years?
Wow, feeling amazing. That's what I always dream for, and today is the day that happened. Dream come really, really true, so yeah, what can I say? I'm so happy. Happy is the man in the world.
That was Tottenham captain Son Heung-min. Now to United, who sit 16th in the Premier League and will now also miss out on European football entirely next season for only the second time in 35 years. That puts a lot of pressure on manager Ruben Amorim, who, despite their horrendous campaign, says he will not quit.
Are you confident still that you're the man to be able to deliver those changes?
Yes, I'm confident that I'm still the guy, more than the beginning. So I know it's going to be tough. I know that we lost against an English team. I know the patience of the fans are going to be really short in the next season. But I guarantee you, I will not quit. I will not go away. So I'm really confident.
That was Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim. Back in Ghana, Black Stars head coach Otto Addo will soon name a squad for the Four Nation Unity Trophy tournament, scheduled to take place in London next week. The tournament features Ghana, Jamaica, Nigeria and Trinidad and Tobago, providing the Black Stars with crucial preparatory matches for their 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers in September. We have more in this report.
Ghana's Black Stars, riding high on an impeccable 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying campaign, have bolstered their chances of securing a spot at next year's tournament with recent victories over Chad and Madagascar back in March. The team is set to regroup next week in London for the 2025 Unity Cup, a key preparatory tournament ahead of the upcoming World Cup qualifiers against Chad and Mali in September. On May 28, the Black Stars will face off against Nigeria's Super Eagles in a highly anticipated clash to determine West African bragging rights. The tournament will continue with a doubleheader on Saturday, May 31, featuring two matches: a third-place playoff to decide the bronze medalist and a final to crown the 2025 Unity Cup champion. Reports suggest that Coach Otto Addo will include debut call-ups from Ghana's domestic league, providing an opportunity to evaluate local talent for the next round of qualifiers. The final squad is expected to feature the core of the team as they prepare for these crucial preparatory matches. The 2025 Unity Cup tournament will take place at the J-Tech Community Stadium in London.
The report was put together by my colleague Gabi Ofer, and a part of the Nigerians. They named their squad yesterday with several big names missing from the list, notably Victor Osimhen, Alex Iwobi, Joe Aribo and Calvin Bassey are all absent, while Felix Agu is only available for training. Their absence opens the door for French players and home-based talents to make their claim ahead of upcoming qualifiers. We caught up with Nigerian sports journalist Victor Ademola on what this means for the coach Eric Shell.
For Nigeria, I think my thinking is going to be different, but for Nigeria, everybody just look, say everything will happen like this, because what's on our mind right now, now say we will qualify for World Cup. Now, today like this, on go down today when it comes to qualification. so I feel like the coach said we will even happy say this competition they go on, this friendly games they go on, because it will use this opportunity, bring in some local based players and some other players will be few say go see work with the national team, and maybe by September if they impress, if you call them up. Why not? I think about 8 players.
That was Nigerian sports journalist Victor Ademola speaking on Channel 1 TV's Football Made in Ghana with Bernard Abeku Otre. Away from the national team, the chairman of the KGL Under-17 and Regionals Colts Championship, Nana Odro-Safo, has emphasized that the tournament is not meant to replace existing recruitment methods for the national Under-17 team, but rather to complement them. Speaking at the launch of the 5th edition, Odro-Safo said the initiative is a key part of the Ghana Football Association's strategy to bridge the gap in talent identification and development at the grassroots level.
No, it has come to support it because we still allow our scouts. We have trained scouts who goes around the regions to select players for national teams. They select, and then those with the KGL Under-17, those who participate, we have the data already. So we add that data to whatever data they bring from the scouting, and then we'll put them together.
That was the chairman of the KGR Under 17 Inter-Regional Schools Championship, Nana Odro Safo. Some transfer news: and Black Stars fullback Tariq Lamptey will become a free agent on June 30 after his contract with Brighton and Hove Albion expires. The 24-year-old defender joined Brighton from Chelsea in 2020 and established himself as a key player under former manager Roberto De Zerbi. In tennis, Novak Djokovic cruised into the quarterfinals at the Geneva Open as he began his latest bid for the 100th ATP title with a straight sets victory over Marton Fucsovics. In the NBA playoffs, the Indiana Pacers finished off a stunning fourth quarter rally by beating the New York Knicks 138-135 in overtime in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Knicks led by 14 points with under 3 minutes remaining in regulation, but Aaron Nesmith brought the Pacers back with a flurry of three-pointers before Tyrese Halliburton hit an amazing shot to take the game to overtime. And Halliburton says he was certain it was going in.
No, I knew. I'm like, it's going in. You know, it just felt like it got stuck up there, though, you know. And honestly, when it, like, went in, I thought my eyes might have been deceiving me in the moment. But it felt good when it left my hand. So, you know, I thought it was going to go in. And, you know, the ball felt like it was up there for eternity. But, man, just a special moment.
That was Indiana Pacers star Tyrese Halliburton. And finally, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been named the most valuable player in the 2024-25 NBA season. SGA led the league with 32.7 points per game on 51.9% shooting from the floor and also averaged 6.4 assists, 5 rebounds, 1.7 steals and 1 block per game. That's the latest in the world of sports. For more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. Kickoff is powered by Shell. Shell Go Well, Politangana, Zonda GH, and Leshehu. Let's improve live. I am Edwin Kwakufi. The City Breakfast Show with Bernard Avle continues.
Where are you headed today? Techiman, Salaga, Aflao, or beyond? At Shell, we believe your true destination isn't just today's journey. It's about where you want your business, your family, and your dreams to be tomorrow. So Shell Rimula is formulated to help you journey better. With anti-wear additives for ultimate protection, Shell Rimula with advanced Protection Plus technology prevents oil thickening and guards against harmful deposits. Shell Rimula oils help your engine start effortlessly in any weather, because when your truck starts, your journey starts. Shell Rimula, the engine oil that works as hard as you. Drive forward. Reach your real destination with Shell Rimula.
Services, innovative financial solutions. We deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go. Even when you're stuck with nothing, no matter your situation, let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, let's share go, let's share go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Let's share go, we improve your life. Papa Lolo Ankasa, Polita is everywhere, durable and authentic, stronger brand you can trust. Polita, we get some more.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Let me do my thing. Let me Girls, leave me and let me do my thing. I'm tired of everyone chasing the same old. Awesome intelligence is the new magic. Get your Samsung Galaxy A56, A36, or A26 5G. eSIM included. This trip, school go big. As I pull out my awesome intelligence, pictures, videos, slow-mo, filters will be awesome. That's the new Galaxy experience. So let me do my thing. Let me be different, unique, and most of all, awesome with my new Samsung A series. Grab your new awesome Galaxy A56, A36, or A26 5G. Level up your game with the new awesome.
Price starting at 4,199 cedis. Terms and conditions apply.
In every Ghanaian home, there's a trunk. Not just of GTP fabrics, but also stories and tradition passed on from mother to daughter to help her discover herself, to shape her dreams and hopes, to usher her into becoming a woman wrapped in purpose. Celebrate every woman's journey of growth into womanhood with the new GTP Mother's Day collection, now available at all accredited dealers nationwide, the GTP retail store in Osu, and online at shop.gtpfashion.com. Verify authenticity by matching the code on the edge of the fabric with the code on the label. GTP, life styled.
Hey there, all enterprise customers. We are rewarding all of you just for standing by us all this while. Simply keep doing the things you've always done with us, like renewing policies, making purchases, and more. The twist though, you have to do them on our self-service portal via web or the Enterprise Advantage app. Once you log into the portal, access Advantage points and do any of the transactions you're allowed to do there in order to earn points. The more you transact, the more points you earn. The points you earn can be used to redeem loads of airtime, Momo, and other rewards. It's that simple. Just visit the portal, log in, and enjoy. Visit my.enterprisegroup.net.gh or download the Enterprise Advantage app to get started. Enterprise Advantage points, because nothing you do should be pointless.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Rise and shine, it's another day to stay on point. Toast to spread, it's still on point. Watch it spread it all day long. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Watch it spread, it's still on point. For your bread, it's still on point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's yummy delicious, it's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's still on point. Fortune spread, it's yummy delicious. It's still on point.
Fortune spread, delicious, creamy, and always on point. This advert is FDA approved.
Are you a company looking for professional HR service support? Zipline Recruitment Services Limited is ready to assist. We are a reputable Ghanaian-based company, internationally certified and locally licensed with wide range of HR services. We employ graduate and certified professionals with wide range of disciplines for our clients locally and abroad. We provide HR consultancy and HR training services for businesses and public institutions. We also manage payroll for our clients. And we outsource tellers, drivers, domestic workers, etc. for our tourist clients locally and internationally. Contact Zipline Recruitment Services Limited today on 0509 000 600 or 0507 000 700 or 0303 980 987. You can reach us on all our social media handles and at www.ziplinerecruitment.com. Zipline Recruitment Services Limited, your HR and recruitment solution.
This is the City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
me through the darkest places forever. I will love you so, and ever. I want you to know that you are a star, my shining star. You are my star, my shining star.
Mr. Music Man Kojo entry with 7:36 being the time. Couple of quick requests by way of birthday celebrations. Prophet Forsen Amedeka. Yesterday was your birthday. Doji Boji says, I should tell you you're a great man of God and that you are blessed and highly favored. He thanks you for everything you've done for him and his family. Prophet Forsen Amedeka. Yesterday was your birthday. Birthday blessings to Paulina Agbo Josiah of Stanchart. You are beautiful within and without. We thank God for the gift of your life and for being part of our lives. From Robert and the entire family to Paulina Ago Josiah. Wishing Reverend Nana Kofi Ahinkra of Beta Construction Engineers Limited a glorious, blessed birthday. You are God's best gift to us and we love you so much. Remain abundantly blessed from Naomi and the entire family. Kindly wish my wife Mamiesi Chewa Kesi Ejepong of CMC Tema a happy birthday. Kwame Akosi and the whole family are grateful to God for your life. You are a blessing to us. Please help me wish my twin brother, DSP Godwin Ahianyu, Head of Public Affairs, Ashanti Regional Police Command, a happy birthday. I thank God for our lives. This is from Godfred Ahianyu. Okay. So you are the twin brother of the police guy. And your brother is also working at the presidency. Yeah, your family is good. Wishing Nanekuya Bentiwa Japan Boating of BOG FSD a big glorious birthday. Thank her for all the love and light she brings into our lives. This is from your children, Ajoa, Dakwa, John Blaze, Kojo in Junior, Wilfred Andrews, Professor Jenim, blah, 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 blah. We love you so much. Happy birthday to my niece, Hannah Louisana Dakwa Dakun. You are the Methodist Church Junior Choir, Nazareth Society of the Manprobi Circuit. You celebrate your birthday today, 22nd May, and your choir members wish you well. From your uncle Kofi Atta Kakra Kusi, Deputy Director, Corporate Affairs, Ghana Tourism Authority.
I want you to know that you are a star.
Good morning. Today happens to be the 76th birthday of my dad. On this occasion, me and my siblings want to thank God for how far he's brought our dad, Victor Koshi Atokolo. Our prayer is that you enjoy your new age filled with good health, peace, and joy. May the lines fall in pleasant places for you, Victor Atokolo. We love you. Happy 76th, Dad. And Sky, please help me wish His Lordship Justice Kweku Tewia Akabuafo, a Court of Appeal Justice, recently nominated for the Supreme Court.
Beautiful.
May the good Lord guide your steps.
Amen.
On this special day. From many people, from your law students at Gimpa, Makola,
Amen,
aka Oche Bompitil Babies. I hope I'm reading this correct. He's a Liverpool supporter.
Powerful.
He's a Wednesday born. He's a full gospel member. And he's a May born as well.
Oh, powerful.
So I just want to celebrate justice.
It means there's a future for all of us May borns.
Charlie, we are winning this year. This is our year.
Bless you.
So Justice Akabuafo, we the people at Citi, myself, Fred Jabano, Richie Sky, Umaru Sanda, Eno Safo, and the newly added member of the team, Francisca. Did he teach you? Have you appeared before His Lordship?
I haven't appeared before him.
Do you know him?
But I know him. He taught at the Ghana School of Law, and I wasn't in his class though, but I'd met him a few times, and he lectured our class, I think twice.
Prepare very well before you go and appear. Prepare very well.
He's very thorough.
No, he's very thorough. So just a couple of happy birthday to you, and to Enam Amadou, a Part 1 student of Ghana School of Law, Makola. From your mates and family, we say Keep making us proud. My cousin Alfred Aye, you are a chartered accountant in whom I'm well pleased. God bless you. You are at Rich Church. That's your church. Happy birthday to you. We call him Fo Call Me. Fo Call Me. Yeah, Fo Call Me. That's his name.
Saturday morning.
He's the eldest of all my cousins. He's a big man. He's the family head. So any problem I have with tradition, I go to him. And he will help me, Charlie. He's a big man.
Yeah.
He's a solid guy. Alfred Aye. A solid man. Today is his birthday. He's 60 years old today. Yeah, God bless you. All right, so what am I doing today? First one, okay, let me do this one before I do. Happy birthday to Hamdia Amadou Yakubu Suhini, Deputy Director, Public Relations, NHI. This is coming from your former colleagues at NHI. They know themselves. Sound like Suhini's wife, but I'm not sure. I don't want to blow his cover, but yeah, I think it's the one.
No, is it NHI?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Hamdia, Amadou, Yakubu, Suhini.
Yes,
Hey,
that would be.
Mrs. Suhini.
Yes.
No, Charlie, Oga at the top. Too much.
They enjoy it.
But yesterday was
Deputy Minister for Roads.
I tell you, Charlie, I have to move.
Please,
quickly.
Tabitha Obeng Dako, yesterday was her birthday. Happy birthday to you. And then to Precious Bonsu Kodo.
All right.
She is the new member of the University of Ghana Council.
Wonderful.
From Gideon Kodo, her husband, and Kendrick. They are celebrating you.
And happy 105th birthday to the matriarch of the Chemating family. From her children, Stephen and Alan and siblings, grandchildren, Jane and siblings, great-grandchildren.
That's right.
Hey, no, great-grandchildren, Richard and siblings, and all loved ones. Wow, we love her and thank God for her life. This is serious. So Alan Chemating's, I think grandmother or something. She's 105. I don't know his mother or grandmother, but obviously she's the matriarch of the family. All right, so what am I doing? Yesterday we discussed the city and the issue of a freight forwarding company supposedly giving a wrong rate to somebody who wanted to clear a container. The person was given 15.84. We found out that wasn't right, and we corrected that point. Now, we spoke to the executive secretary of Freight Forwarders
and Trade.
Yes.
Chamber of Freight Forwarders and Trade.
His name is Dennis Amfosifa. Now, he made some interesting comments about the shipping lines. So I just want you to hear what he said. I want to use that to enter a quick discussion to give everybody a fair hearing. So Dennis spoke to us about shipping lines, and this is what he said.
Shipping line, that is where the challenge is. For them, they are not under any obligation or law to follow the charges. Some have also hedged their point, and maybe after or two will review it. They do that for currency or exchange rate fluctuations, which sometimes will be up or down against their business. That is where the main problem is. That is where the biggest challenge is, because it is not uniform. So let's say, example, MSC may be using to Max line and they are using 15.5, which is different from what customs is using, or even from what amongst the shipping lines.
So why is the shipping authority allowing this? It's clearly they are clearly cheating people.
These are some of the challenges over the years we have complained and complained and complained.
Means I have to call Professor Jampo to ask him what he's doing. But he's the LPS authority boss.
Exactly. To find out what exactly these are the problems. Predecessor CEOs for quite a long time. The Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders have been complaining. Guta has been complaining. Everybody in the shipping have been complaining of how shipping lines charge, wake up one morning and change the charges, wake up one morning, even on weekends. And on weekends that some time ago was closed. Even though the shipping lines don't even work on weekends, they'll be charging demurrages on weekends. There are so many things in this space that needs to be addressed. So we cannot blame entirely the importance and the spare parts.
So that was Dennis Amfo speaking for Freight Forwarders, saying that the shipping lines usually basically bully the people who bring in containers, and he made a number of allegations that they change prices arbitrarily. They charge demurrage for weekend. I don't know what that means. Weekend. You know the English word.
Yeah, they charge demurrage.
Yeah, for maybe your ship is your container has been kept at the port. It's not been cleared. Yeah. Demurrage is a charge for keeping your container there, and even when they are not working, they charge for it. And then the whole thing came up of the discussion around what exchange rate is being used, and the allegation is that the shipping lines and I'm not even sure how this works, because the shipping line, some of them you pay them outside, but if you have to pay locally, they will determine your exchange rate. And even though the official exchange rate is now around 12.1, the allegations are some of the shipping lines don't adhere to that, and they basically are alone to themselves. All right, so let me speak to one of the shippers. Imoru Ayana is executive member, Shippers, Owners and Agents Association of Ghana. Imoru, thanks for joining us. You heard Dennis, president of the Chamber of Freight and Trade, complaining that you guys, the ship owners, are giving importers a raw deal. What is your response?
Thank you, Bernard, and thank you to your listeners. Good morning. The association is Ship Owners and Agents Association of Ghana, and it's made up of most of the global players. I'm not reacting, but I'm trying to educate. It would have been good if whoever, the gentleman who made the allegations, would have contacted whichever shipping line to appreciate and understand what their rules of engagement is. I have one letter written to me recently by Gabe, just yesterday, and we are going to explain and educate them. On the website of the shipping line, they have stated clearly how their rate of exchange works. And you can even go in and check historical data. Some of the shipping lines, they all have different business structures and pricing structures. Some of them, the rate of exchange is logged in when the vessel leaves origin. So that for all the containers on that particular vessel, the rate of exchange that is logged in as at the time the vessel sails into Ghana is what would be used for all those containers, even if the containers stay for 10 years, and then they have to pay shipping line charges. So, for instance, if a vessel leaves China or whatever and is coming directly to Ghana, and at that time, the global rate of exchange, which generally is plus or minus in line with the Bank of Ghana exchange rate, is 1 Citi to the dollar. That is what will be linked to that particular voyage. So even if the container comes and the exchange rate goes haywire to $12, 12 Citi, they have no right to change it. They will still adhere to the $1 on that voyage. Likewise, if the exchange rate is 16 at the time the container left, and it comes to the vessel left, and it comes into Ghana, all those containers on that very voyage, which is that very vessel, would have to stick to the 16 until all those containers are cleared. And this is a cost that, when a vessel is leaving, they do a total cost. And some of the shipping lines, even incidents of payment, people say it's a local charge. Once they are paying it in Ghana, they assume it's a local charge. But in shipping, there's various charges. And if they care to ask, these things would easily be explained. One of the issues that I have right now on my desk that I told you about, that shipping line's rate of exchange mechanism is stated clearly on their website. And it is such that 7 days before the vessel actually hits the Ghana waters, then that rate of exchange is logged in. And when I checked what they sent to me, the complaint they sent to me, the vessel left the port of origin on the 1st of March and arrived in Ghana on the 28th of April. When I checked the exchange rate on, Oanda, Bloomberg, internationally recognized, including Bank of Ghana, I didn't check Bank of Ghana, I checked the Forex rate. It was around 15 point something thereabouts. And that shipping line is using 16, I've forgotten the exact figure, but it's plus or minus maybe 3% plus or 2% plus. So this is the issue. If they care to ask, this will be explained to them. And we've always told them.
So let me understand something. Are you saying that each shipping line is free to decide its pricing policy and exchange rate policy? There's not a standardized way of doing it because they are owned by different people. Is that what I should take from this?
Exactly. The business models of each shipping line is very different. And so even in our association, we can't even sit and talk of pricing because it's against the EU regulations. And most of these companies are linked to have to abide by the EU regulations. When they are caught colluding, the damages are huge.
Fair enough. So pricing is one thing, but exchange rate is another thing, right? So you can say it costs $2,000 to bring my container, but the rate that you charge me in an environment where the rate is changing there should be some consistency. So, for example, the customs people say that they do daily update from the BOG, and I'm told every Tuesday they do some change. All right, so at least that's standardized. But if you're saying that different shipping lines can pick and choose whether to apply which rate or not, that sounds like a jungle.
No, not pick and choose. Like I said, some of them, when the vessel leaves the port of origin and is coming directly to Ghana, the prevailing rate of exchange is what has been used to calculate the cost build-up and everything on that voyage. So, for instance, if they leave and the exchange rate at that time is 16 to the dollar, and that is the cost, that is what they use to calculate their cost structure. They come to Ghana, even if the exchange rate drops, it's the principal that controls this. And this exchange rate formula is not only for Ghana, it cuts across all the countries that they apply. So when they come to Ghana and it's even 12 or it's dropped to 1, they can't touch that very exchange rate. The reverse is also the case. If they move at 1 cedi and they come to Ghana and the exchange rate is gone to $12, on that very voyage also, they cannot, because they have actually spent the money already. They have used that to calculate that voyage cost. That is the explanation.
Okay, correct. Let's deal with the issue of demurrage. He also claims that there appears to be some arbitrariness in the charge of demurrage, and that even on weekends, when he believes that there's no active work going on for which you incur a cost, the shipping lines charge demurrage as well, when they know very well that people cannot clear their goods on weekends. What's your response?
Okay, Bernard, let me just start with something that I know people will have a hit at me. It's like when these traders rent stalls in the market, they normally don't go on Sunday. I don't know if their landlords have been deducting that Sunday out of it. But the issue is no shipping line owns their container. They lease this container on a long-term basis to ply their trade. So at the end of the day, what is important to the shipping line is to get their containers back. The contract of carriage, right from the day the shipper contracts the shipping line, is clearly stated that as I give you this packaging material to safeguard your cargo, which is the container, to come into Ghana safely, it includes all my charges, apart from the free days I've given you. Some are giving 7 free days, some are giving 14 free days, some are giving 21 free days. All these are business arrangements or commercial arrangements, depending on maybe the shipper's volumes, etc. All these things is weekends and holidays inclusive. And I'll tell you something. At the end of the day, you remember that we keep saying that technology, development, etc. The shipping lines are saying that, listen, we don't need to be in the office to release your cargo. But what is important is the bill of lading, the original bill of lading, that we would need to have the physical aspect, because Ghana, we haven't yet accepted the e-bills of lading yet. And this is a legal issue. It's a legal environment issue. So within the working period, drop your bill of lading. And when you drop it, you don't even have to come to us. We will follow the ICOMS process and we will release your cargo at any point in time. Some years ago, and even last year and last 2 years, we agreed with the parties that, okay, we are going to open on weekends and holidays. And you open on a Saturday with staff, maybe skeleton staff or full staff. Bernard, the whole day you get one person walking in to come and release their cargo, or you won't get anyone. And this is a cost to the shipping line. And then when they are like, okay, then we have to pass on these costs. Except people will say, why are you also charging this? But if the custom of trade, like today the government is talking of 24/7, we are saying that we are ready. We just want to understand the dynamics, and whatever we have to deploy to make sure this works, we will make sure it works. Because at the end of the day, we want our containers. And if you care to know, they are talking of demurrage charges. Bernard, they leave containers, you come in, I've given you 7 free days. Almost everybody has 7 free days. But if you look at the imports that comes into Ghana, about 70% or so enjoys 14 free days. And you are not coming to clear the first week. Some will leave their containers for 60 days. And they'll tell me that, all these Sundays, I didn't have access to my... Christ's sake, where were you all those other days? Where were you? So you've contracted something, you have signed on it. He said this is inclusive. And I don't even know how to explain these issues.
So I have a final question for you. Some freight forwarders have complained to me that now shipping lines, beyond just bringing in the cargo, are even going ahead to contact customers or maybe importers to do the last mile. They will clear for you, they will deliver for you. They basically are trying to wipe out freight forwarders from this earth based on the way you are doing your business. Your job is to bring the cargo and they are supposed to clear. But a lot of your people are going, as they say, behind their back to try and do the rest of the job for the client, and thereby rendering freight forwarders an endangered species. What is your response?
Bernard, I have to give this clarification. There's a difference between a clearing agent and a freight forwarder. A freight forwarder would always understand all these shipping jargons and other things. A clearing agent, understandably, his job starts only after the containers have been dropped, and then for whatever reason, an importer would say, take my documents and take it through customs. So we have to always make those clarity. Because if a freight forwarder is talking like that, I would have a problem. But if a customs house agent is talking like that, I'm happy to address it because he might not understand the shipping terms. There might be some truth in this and that because Ghana had been a liberal place in the past. So some shipping lines were involved in custom clearance. It's not all of them. Some of them were involved in custom clearance. Then a law came that custom clearance should be a localized whatever entity, and they are like, okay, we'll comply. But what is it? Is it taking retro? Those people who are already in it, can they still continue, or do they have to stop? And this is a discussion that I don't know what was finalized. But some of them, even that I know that they do customs clearance, they backed up and they have partnership locally. They don't. It's not all of them who have transport. So they would definitely partner a local person who has transport, but they will sell a service to you, and then they would have to sublet whatever it is to the locals. And we can all partner with these people and have a seamless logistics chain. It's not only about just shipping, looking at that myopic part of moving container. At the end of the day, we want the container back. Then shipping is completed. So if we can also facilitate the total chain, why not? Why are people leaving their boxes there forever? I think shipping lines are saying, listen, there's a way of doing this. We are not doing clearance, but we can facilitate.
All right.
So some of them have deals with the clearing agents that, listen, if somebody comes to me as a shipping line that I want to clear, you will do the clearance and the transportation and then bring my container back. And you'll be my partner. So sometimes
all right, thank you. We'll leave it here for now. Thank you for your intervention, Imoro. It gives perspective to the analysis. Imoro Ayana, executive member of the Shipper Owners and Agents Association of Ghana, responding to some of the things we've been discussing this week. It's 7:08. Buying an inferior mattress at a cheap price may seem like a good way to save money, but don't fall into this trap because your health may be at risk. You could even get a lifetime of discomfort and chronic pain. Latex Foam offers you unmatched quality, durability at a good price. We are giving a 10% off everything you buy from us from now till end of May. Come and get your favorite mattresses, sofas, beds, wardrobes, coffee and center tables, chest drawers and more. Hurry to get your 10% off any item of your choice. Call 0302-231-155. Latex Foam, your partner for life. Translight Solar is offering you a chance to be part of a big solar thing, an opportunity to own a complete solar system by paying just 30 to 50% of the cost and spreading the rest over a 12 to 36 month period with flexible monthly payments as low as 1,200 cedis. Get in touch for us early for early bird deals by going on our website translightsolar.com or calling 0504 249 229. Translight Solar, wherever there's sunlight, there is Translight. You deserve a brand new car, Caleb.
Yes, please.
Volkswagen Ghana is offering
Speak to me, Bernard.
a Virtuous High Saloon.
Okay.
Or Virtuous High Line.
Yes.
There's also the T1 Life.
I like that one.
You are tall, you need SUV.
Oh, brother.
And then you need an Amarok when you start your farm.
Yes.
So that you can go and be carrying vegetables.
Yes.
These are all new cars at used car prices.
Sharp.
Where is the pride in driving an old used car?
Oh, yo.
When you could have bought a brand new, not brand new, brand new
Oh.
Volkswagen at the same price.
Jesus.
Same price, oh my brother.
Jesus.
Now walk into any Volkswagen retail outlet.
Okay.
With your used car budget, and you may drive out a brand new car. Take advantage now. Now you are not happy. You like no. Call or WhatsApp them.
Okay.
024 no 025
yes
795
yes
6688. Save it on your phone.
Cosmos. I have Cosmos number.
No, this is a new one. 025 795 6688.
025 795 6688.
Tell them that Aloski said I should come and check out the cars, and that you said the VW knew how.
Yes, I'll go call them.
Yes, VW rise and try.
Yeah, man.
Terms and conditions apply.
They should add whether they have electric. Right now, hybrid and electric. Right? Environmentally friendly.
People are moving from second hand to first hand.
Environmentally friendly. They have to add some. The
environment can waste more.
You see these people. Somebody is now moving from second hand to fresh. You even let him get a fresh. Now you are adding hybrid.
The environment doesn't wait for anybody.
Charlie Susu, you these SOS boys, you kill us. All right, now are you an enterprise customer?
Yes.
If not, you're missing out on Enterprise Advantage Points, the loyalty program that rewards you for staying covered the smart way. With Enterprise Advantage Points, customers can rack up points and score awesome rewards just by making purchases, renewing policies, and more, all through their self-service portal or the Enterprise Advantage app. Log on to your account, access Advantage Points, and start earning points for rewards like airtime, Momo, and more. Visit my.enterprisegroup.net.gh or download the Enterprise Advantage app to get started. Enterprise, your advantage. Now let's get into tech and social media trends.
Yes, proudly brought to us by Telecel and First Bank Ghana. First Bank Ghana has the First mobile app, which gives you the convenience of banking in your palm anywhere you are in the world. You can do account to Momo transfer, inter and intra-bank transfers, account opening, bill payment to Netflix, iTunes, fingerprint and Face ID login to the app, statement downloads in PDF, scheduled payments, biometric authentication for transactions, auto receipt generation for past transactions, so much more. Just visit the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Download the First mobile app. Bank with ease like never before. Number to call 0596 921 921. First Solutions at firstbankgroup.com is the email. You can also visit any of our branches nationwide. First Bank, you first.
All right, so time to get into the segment with Susu. Tell me what's trending.
So we'll start off with some fake news that has been going around concerning our neighbors in La Côte d'Ivoire. So there's been news that Alassane Ouattara has been removed in a coup. So this is not true. We want to say, even though it's trending all over social media, they are saying that the Mali general in charge is the one who removed Ouattara. Ouattara tried to kill Traoré, all of that. Look, Ouattara is still president. There's nothing going on in the Ivory Coast. He is still president. There's no coup.
Where's the fake news coming from?
Oh, you know social media. You know how these things are. Once it starts, everybody starts repeating
just jump on it.
Exactly. So even though it's trending, we do.
Because I have a friend who has friends in Cote d'Ivoire. He said he was trying to reach the people he couldn't call. He couldn't get through. I mean, so some people have.
That would be concerning. That would be definitely concerning. But as far as we know, Ouattara even released some pictures recently at his last cabinet meeting showing that he's still working.
Everything's okay.
Yeah, everything's okay. So very important. So
okay.
We'll talk about the exchange rate issues next. So Baumia, Sami Genfi, all of that. Everyone is trying to take credit for the CD resurgence. We also did a show on that on Point of View last night. So if you haven't seen that, it's on. I believe it should be on YouTube. So go and check that out. Yes, exactly. So the exchange rate issues, Baumia saying this, Sami Genfi saying this, Mahama saying this, all of that is in the trend. So, but you know, I think Baumia is coming in for a little flack because when he was doing his 1 or 2 lectures when he was in opposition, he said a lot of things, and when he came to government,
said they arrested the city.
Exactly, but the city broke out of jail, so it wasn't. So
the keys haven't been found.
The keys haven't been found. So a lot of those things also on social media, and now that they say people are not happy that he's claiming credit because you say you arrested it, so why are you now coming?
And you know the other thing too, some of the private schools that charge USD denominated dollars, denominated fees, some people are complaining that the exchange rate they give is
You're still using the old one.
Yes.
Oh,
so
wow.
People feel like the exchange rate has come down, so this is the time for us to cash in and pay quickly. But it looks like some of the schools are.
But they budgeted.
No, but I don't even understand because you can also pay in dollars here, right?
Yeah.
So I think the schools must take.
For some of these schools, from what I understand, if you are like maybe you are doing IGCSE, Cambridge, if you are doing Cambridge, IB, whatever, you have to pay like a fee to those organizations.
Yeah, but then,
and that will be foreign.
But
That will be denominated in foreign currency.
There's no excuse. See,
I'm
let's
just-
assume you're supposed to pay $1,000 for 5 students, $200 each. It used to cost you 15 cedis per dollar. It's now 10 cedis. Why should you not let parents pay the 10?
Maybe they don't think that the exchange rate will hold.
But that doesn't matter. But it depends on the time they are paying. So
Yeah,
you are not the government. You are just teaching people.
But Bernard, they are running a business, and like he said, they've budgeted.
No, you don't understand this.
No,
I'm saying that. I'm saying that. I'm not. Look, you are charging me dollars.
No, it's not that
and I'm paying you the rate.
No,
So why you are saying the business? So you should teach me.
Yeah, so we also look at the other side. We understand the consumer
There's no
side.
other side.
No, because Bernard.
See, you are the one paying. Francisca, you are paying $1,000 to a school. You need 12 cedis per dollar to get that $1,000.
Yeah, but the
why
exam,
do you need to charge me 50?
But the exam, but if
you are just cheating me.
I'm just giving an example of the exam registration. The exam registration, they don't do it now. The exams that you write.
And they did it before.
They've done it for this. They've done the people who wrote. They'll get their results in August or whatever. The next round of people are come to write in May, April. So you probably do your registration a bit
let me
later.
pay with the 12 and buy the dollar and keep it. So that when the time comes,
that
why
one
should you
is
say
fair.
that you will charge me more with the possibility that the dollar will rise?
That one there, you've been fair.
I've given you 12 cedis for $1. Use that 12 cedis to buy the dollar and put it in under your pillow. When the day comes, use it to pay.
That one too is fair.
You can't treat me like that.
That one too
I don't
is
understand this logic.
That one too. But business people always say that inventory and blah blah blah. I mean, I'm not a business owner, but these are the arguments they use. So we'll move on.
Let's go on.
Empress Gifty is in the trend, so she is suing Nana Agrada.
How much again?
20 million cedis, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, she said that Nana Agrada has been defaming her. So she's not happy. So she is suing her for the money. So we'll see how that turns out. I think we're seeing a lot of defamation, and I'm happy. People should not be careful with their words. So.
But who calculates the worth of a defamation, though? Because every day you hear different figures.
Council is here, so council, please educate us.
Well,
Is it million or
it's
billion?
The courts will do that.
That's not billion, actually.
It's billion there.
No, it can't be billion.
Yeah, I think it's million.
So they converted it.
Let me check.
So those who probably use the billion are using
You know people like to use old CDs for
it's
effects. Yeah, so let me just check that. But council, please explain what goes, because they are demanding. So what goes into the?
So if you make a claim that somebody is defaming you, you have to establish it. You have to first. So there are elements of defamation. You have to establish that something defamatory has been said about you. It was published to more than one person, etc. And then, depending on the damage that you can argue in court, yes, the court will make a determination, and whether they will give you what you're asking for or reduce. Usually, there's a lot of discretion the judges will express in that.
Yeah, so she's demanded 20 million CDs, just for
20 million,
clarity. She's demanded 20 million CDs. So we'll see how that turns out. But we'll be following that case keenly, of course.
Okay.
And another legal issue. Godfrey Dame is in the trend. So he is representing the suspended CJ.
Yep.
And they filed some motions here and there. Like I said, I'm not a legal person. Luckily, we have two legal people here. So you can explain some of the motions to us if we go into a bit of detail later. But they filed some motions, and we are interested to see how those turn out. So they are Godfrey Dame and the CJ and the trend. So now, what everyone has been waiting for. The day of destiny was yesterday.
Manchester United
versus Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah.
A game for the ages. A very poor spectacle, admittedly. But
I read something that said both teams will lose.
Honestly, it felt like both teams lost. Because if I'm looking at the situation, I think both managers will be gone by the end of next season. But that's just by the way.
The Tottenham coach has made a case to stay. He's won a trophy.
I'm not saying he's made a case to stay. I'm saying that he'll be gone by the end of next season.
You don't think
because the performances have been good, but let's not go into that one. So it was a very interesting one. A lot of interesting trends. Spurs winning their first trophy since 2008. Ange Postecoglou. How do I put it? He backed up his words. He said, I usually win things in my second year.
And he did win.
He said it very early. No one believed him, but he's proved everyone wrong. He's proved all the haters wrong.
Yeah.
Amorim is, he's in a bad place.
Terrible.
And the Manchester United players have been saying some interesting things. Garnacho is unhappy he didn't start. Bruno said he's not chasing money, he's chasing trophies. So there's a lot going on. Then I'll just do a little bit of basketball, then I'll move to the tech news. So the MVP was announced, and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has won the MVP. So a Canadian has won the MVP. So he's the second Canadian player to win the MVP after Steve Nash, and he won it for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and he's the third Oklahoma City Thunder player to win the MVP after Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant. And the New York Knicks lost their first game against the Indiana Pacers after a great game-tying shot by Tyrese Haliburton. They lost in overtime, so the playoffs are in the conference final stage now, and that's a very interesting one. So we'll just do a little bit of tech news to just round up the segment.
Wonderful.
Yeah, just give me a second.
All right. So
yes, and Bitcoin has surged again, so a very high rise for Bitcoin. So the crypto people, Sky should be here to come and give us some lessons on crypto. Bitcoin has risen again, so Bitcoin has touched 109,000.
I don't even understand.
Remember a few weeks ago it was like 84,000. We're talking about how people have lost money. Well, now they've gained money again. Crypto is back.
It's like a yo-yo currency.
It's like a yo-yo currency.
We'll leave it there. Thank you, Susu. That was Tech and Social Media Trends.
Since 1894, we've witnessed the evolution of a brand and proudly partnered with its people on the path to prosperity. From the ink-stained ledgers of the past to the lightning-fast transactions of today, First Bank has consistently adapted, embracing innovation while cherishing the legacy of our heritage and making giant strides across the globe. It's not just about banking, it's about enabling your success generation after generation. Our legacy defined the past, shaped the present, and in 2094, we will still be fostering financial security and stability for future generations. We are helping to create a future where the possibilities are infinite, the opportunities borderless, and where the world looks up to Africa. Let's awaken the giant in you. You first. First Bank.
Telecel Cash. Get the lowest transfer charges ever in Ghana. Senekeke with Telecel Cash. You for sort out your old boy? Senekeke. Your girl debut you? Senekeke. Merchant payment? Senekeke. To all networks. T-Cash agents in Swaji baby. You won't buy some 1212. Senekeke. What the BBC? T-Cash to T-Cash transfers still be free for the Telecel Play app top. Telecel Cash be your saved and secure platform. Them they take do transfers across the networks all. Then everywhere them they do mobile money transactions. Dial *110#. Then take send monies. The charges be falla. Or make you download the Telecel Play app. Then send monies go T-Cash wallets for free. Telecel Cash. Send the keke.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This June, the business wave is back and it's bigger than ever. The City Business Festival 2025 on City FM and Channel 1 TV, where it's all about business. This June, we will be celebrating Ghanaian businesses, re-examining our business modules and practices through our business fora, and sharing knowledge through our on-air business discussions. Make a business date with the on-air series every weekday at 9 a.m. on the City Breakfast Show on 97.3 City FM and 10 a.m. on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. From expert interviews to real-world insights to the tools you need to grow. Don't miss a single moment this June. It's the City Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business. Only on City FM and Channel 1 TV. Your business, your future, your time is now. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and let's grow together. The City Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business. The City Business Festival 2025 is powered by 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV and is proudly sponsored by Absa Bank and MTN Business.
When the pain is too much, don't know what else to do. So rapping all, we'll take the pain away. Rapping all,
Rapinol is what you need. Rapinol will relieve you of all aches and pain in your body. Rheumatic pain, menstrual pain, body pain, toothaches, and other feverish conditions. Rapinol is a quality product from Danex Itin Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. Not suitable for children below 16 years old, asthmatic, and ulcer patients. This advert is FDA approved.
See, your rich auntie gets more from Absa. Your childhood friend gets more from Absa. Your favorite uncle gets more from Absa. Your roommates gets more from Absa. Bank Papa Party and TBA account and get more from Absa. Yes! Join thousands of Absa customers enjoying priority treatment to help you write the next big chapter of your story. Sign up for an Absa account today and get more. T's and C's apply. Your story matters. Absa.
Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel 1 TV invites you to exhibit at AgriFair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agriculture exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery? This is your platform to connect with the world. AgriFair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and grow your business. So, to all farmers with fresh produce, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture products, come, sell, network, and expand your business. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205 973 973. Come one, come all. Enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices. And treat yourself to sizzling kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken, and more. Great taste, great value. Don't miss out. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Development Bank Ghana.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Menya bibi ni besia Mamenya niya Ameme de makumenya Bamano Baby I made dream Tumun san munko biemo Mepena Ka Ami baby I made dream Tumun san mechil munko biemo Mepena Ka na me yamba o Odonu kofu pinsase Mosima moda kofu pintaso Efibo wasembade akukudiri na woka senti wasembado Baby I made dream to mensan mechi na munko.
Create unforgettable memories. Transform your living room and bedroom into a sanctuary with our stunning sofas selection of sofas, couches, dresses, dining sets, and more. This is in shop and save up 30% discount and discover the perfect blend of style, comfort, and affordability at Ashfom's exclusive furniture promotion. Call us on 055 902 7907 or visit any of our showrooms for more information. All right, Professor Ransford Jampo is the chief executive of the Ghana Shippers Authority, and we've called him up to respond to some of the issues that have been raised. Yesterday, there were complaints about the way shippers and shipping lines were treating other importers. There were complaints about inconsistency in applying exchange rates. There were complaints about charging demurrage even over weekends and other issues. Prof, thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Morning. Yesterday I heard you mentioning my name. I texted I should call me. You didn't mind me.
So that's why I've called you today.
You have to strike when the iron is hot. You have allowed a lot of water to.
Well, sometimes when you have 24 hours, you reflect more, so you can give us better answers. So, what is your understanding of the nature of the complaints against shippers? Because I think this is not the first time I've heard either importers or freight forwarders or clearing agents. Basically, a lot of people feel like the shippers are having a field day at the expense, not just of other agents at the port, but at the expense of the Ghanaian economy.
Not the shippers, shipping lines.
Correct. Okay. So what's the difference? What's the difference?
The shippers are maybe literally the traders, those who are doing business, and then the shipping lines.
Correct. Correct. So the problem is with the shipping lines.
Yeah. That's what the shippers are complaining about. Let me give you a little background. When I had the issues, I had to delve into a little research and speak to those who had been there for long to update me on what really has happened. So, as you may well be aware, the Ghana Shippers Authority is mandated by law to regulate the commercial shipping activities of shippers and service providers in the shipment, storage, and delivery of international trade cargo by sea, air, and land. Embedded in our mandate is a requirement to promote and safeguard the interests of shippers in Ghana. Over the years, the Ghana Shippers Authority have received complaints regarding the arbitrary application of exchange rates by shipping lines or agents. These rates were usually higher than the rates issued by the Bank of Ghana for the transactions at the ports. On the strength of the Foreign Exchange Act 2006, I'm talking about Act 723, and the directives issued by the Bank of Ghana regarding the pricing and receipt or payment for goods and services, in foreign currency in Ghana. The Ghana Shippers Authority, we took it upon ourselves to engage the governor somewhere before COVID. We engaged the governor and were able to even get two of the deputy governors also around the same table on the subject matter of the arbitrary imposition of foreign rates and slapping same on the charges of shippers. And more importantly, we sought to request that then the Bank of Ghana or the governor intervene in this arbitrariness so that there will be some peace. Now, at the meeting, the decision was that it was a free market environment, and therefore it was going to be inappropriate to impose an exchange rate on the shipping lines or agents, being private operators. But the meeting also noted that shipping lines or their agents, they buy their own dollars at different rates from their different commercial banks and forex bureaus. Therefore, an intervention by the Bank of Ghana would only be justified when the shipping lines and their agents charge beyond the selling rates for the dollar at the forex bureaus and their beyond their respective commercial bank rates. So that was the ruling of the Bank of Ghana then. Then we were not happy as Ghana Shippers Authority. So we took it upon ourselves to research into the various commercial bank rates that from where the shipping lines purchased their dollars. And in our extensive research, we realized that some of the shipping lines were also charging even beyond the rates given by their own commercial banks and also beyond the rates given by the forex bureaus, the individual private forex bureaus. Some of the shipping lines were milking Ghanaians dry. And so, one, they were not charging the Bank of Ghana rates, and well, they were not getting their dollars from the Bank of Ghana. So if they were going to buy their dollars from their own commercial banks, then we're expecting that then they would even charge within that commercial banks rates or within the rates given by the private, forest bureaus. But some of them were even going beyond the rates charged by their own commercial bank rates and also beyond the rates given by forest bureau. So even though the Bank of Ghana had ruled that they could not intervene, when we discovered this through our own research. What we did was we decided to go back to the Bank of Ghana to petition them to get them to intervene to address this arbitrariness. Unfortunately, around the same time we were going to meet with them was when their own issues about their building and so on came, and they were themselves hot. We couldn't meet, and then the next thing we saw was we held election 2024, and power had changed hands and all that. So it is on our plan.
Sorry, just a quick one. So it means that this engagement began prior to the election, but I thought you went to the authority only this year. So are you talking about the institution now, not your necessarily?
I'm talking about, so I told you that when I heard you, I've been learning a lot from what they have been doing. And so when I heard you mention, quickly I had to speak to my managers about what they have done. And they are giving me this narration.
So that's good. No, I just wanted to be clear. Yes. So this is work started prior to the election, which you are continuing.
Work started before COVID. Not even.
Oh, wow.
COVID.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's a long-standing issue.
Yes, long-standing issue. And then, in fact, I have a report that we're submitting to the Bank of Ghana. I can give you a copy to read. Just that at this particular point, because I'm interested in bringing a resolution, amicable resolution to the issue. I don't want some of the shipping lines who had flouted or who were being overly arbitrary in dealing with shippers. I don't want their names to be out now, but I can give you the report and for you to read. It's an extensive report that I've sought to summarize, but it contains so many findings where it shows you in a particular month shipping a commercial bank was charging a shipping line X rate, and the shipping line was slapping more a bigger rate on the shipper than what it was taking. And then we compare it to even the rates at the private forest bureau, and the private forest bureau, their rates were even lower than the shipping line. I have a table that will speak to all these that I can give it to you on condition that you don't put out the names of the shipping lines, for now. But my view is that, most, I wouldn't say most, but some of the shipping lines, they don't want to be regulated. Now, these are foreign businesses that have come to our country to do business, and some way, somehow, they want to do things on their own. And I've told them publicly that not under me. We would regulate them and we'll work according to the laws of Ghana. Because we've all been to their countries before. We schooled in their countries. When in Rome, you do as the Romans do. In their countries that we went and to study, we were given laws, rules, and regulations. We didn't say that because we came from Ghana, we want to do things anyhow we please. We complied with their laws. But most of them, even in preparing the law that mandates us, give us the power to receive their service charges and to receive their service charges and to approve or disapprove of them. In preparing that law, they fought with the Ghana Shippers Authority, they fought with Parliament, they fought with the presidency. They didn't win. When it comes to implementation, they are still dragging their feet and they have mounting opposition. But some of us, we are spirited Ghanaians and patriotic enough, and we ensure that what the law says is what we all do. And so we are on my table now.
So no, beyond the exchange rate problem you have explained, what other challenge has been brought to your attention around the operation of the shipping lines?
There are so many challenges, so many challenges, but the challenges are not only from the angle of shipping lines. Some are from other stakeholders that we are handling. For instance, in the calculation of demurrage. Okay, so demurrage as a result of delays. These demurrage are paid and it goes to the shipping lines. And sometimes the delays are not as a result of the fault of shippers. People will not go to work on Saturdays and Sundays, and yet when they are calculating days on which there's been delays, they want to calculate those non-working days as part of it. And then we've also seen that there are several instances where there were machine breakdowns or so many things that accounted for the delays. So where we have been able to establish that the delays were not as a result of the fault of the shippers, we had written to those who caused it and insisted that the shippers should not pay the demurrage. And I mean, just this week I was in a meeting with the Director General of GAPOA to discuss some of these things. And because of that, he's also explained a few things that have been done just over the last couple of days to ensure that there are no delays. Now, the GAPOA Director General is saying that you wouldn't have containers there waiting to be evacuated, but the GAPOA itself will be there ready for the shippers' containers. So the moment the containers come, they are evacuated so that you don't have some of these delays and attracting unnecessary demurrage that will be borne by the shipper in a manner that hides or increases the cost of doing business.
When you explained the role of the authority, you said clearly that you were to obviously allow the interest of the country and its shippers to be advanced. Some would say that that doesn't necessarily include getting locals to own shipping lines. But from the way you've described the problem of the lines, don't you think that a long-term solution would be making it possible for us to have ownership of lines, even to run the West Africa route or the Africa route? Because transportation of goods, even within the continent, is so difficult, right? So a container comes in, maybe it's from Amsterdam, it's supposed to come to Tema, it finds itself at Lomé. Sometimes you need to wait for 3-4 days from somebody to come from Lagos before you can get it. It's very complicated. Would it be within your remit to start thinking of strategies for the industry and how it works and getting locals to own shipping lines? Is that part of your remit?
I think it will not be too much of a stretch of our mandate to, in the interest of protecting the interest of shippers, advocate that we should do more to get more locals venturing into shipping. I think there are some local people who are operating within that sphere, but they are not many. It will not be too much to advocate that we put in place a lot of measures and do a lot of advocacy and continue to put in place regulations that would create the needed enabling environment for locals to also want to venture into that area, so that international shipping lines that would always want to do things anyhow they please, they will have their monopoly also watered down a little. But that aside, Bernard, you can be assured that some of us, we are willing to implement the laws as it emboldens us to regulate the activities of these international shipping lines. And we'll do so with all the energies we have, just to make sure that they work and earn their profit, but also not at the expense of the local shipper.
Okay, let me just take you back to something. When your name was announced as the man to lead this agency, some people were wondering, what has Jampo got to do with shipping? Because we know you are a political science professor and you advocate for the inclusion of political scientists. Indeed, I heard you eloquently discuss why the CRC needed more political scientists, because constitution making was not the preserve of just lawyers, right? So you've held yourself out as a political scientist who teaches and explains political science. But Tell us a bit about this role and why you accepted it, and what your interest is in helping with shipping.
I am surprised, and that is unfortunately that's who we are as a people. We are a NATO people, no action, talk only. The whole country is handed over to one person as president, and we have never asked what the qualification of the person is. Where has he been to school? What school did he attend? What course did he study? The whole country is handed over to... Bernard, did you go to GIJ? I don't think so. You didn't go to journalism. But you are manning Citi FM and everything you do well. Because per the education that you had, you are receptive to further training, further instructions, and you quickly learn to adjust, to do things. And so I went to Ghana Shippers Authority. I quickly learned about their mandates, and I surrounded myself with the right caliber of people. I've always said this. You are a Christian, Bernard. If the car was either 8 years or 12 years when he was made a king, and the Bible says he succeeded, how did an 8-year-old man succeed? How can an 8-year-old man succeed as a king? It's because he was governing on the advice of the wise council of elders who operating in his palace. They were advising him as to what to do and what not to do. And so if I go to the Ghana Shippers Authority and I've managed just the who have been there for 30 years.
Actually, the question was not...
I'm making a point.
The question was not about competence. It was about interest. Yeah. How a professor of a university of Ghana is a very well educated man. So my question is not whether you are competent or not. I was asking whether why you are interested. So I'm not even sure why you are taking me to Hezekiah.
Well, the point is that I was called upon to serve Ghana in that capacity, and that was where I was given. And looking at the mandate, I felt that I could serve there to brighten that small corner where I have been given. And any other place, if I had been given any other place, I would have been interested in serving. And so just to serve God and country.
I wish you well, and please send the report. We'll handle it with professionalism. I appreciate your time.
I will send it to you on WhatsApp ASAP.
Thank you. That was Professor Ransford Jampo, who's the chief executive, is that the right word, of the Ghana Shippers Authority, and he has clarified that there's a difference between the shipping line, which is the company that owns the vessel, and the shipper, which could be you, being in a container of cars or a business person. So I think that clarification is okay. And then apparently this matter is a long-standing issue. So we basically just walked into a hornet's nest.
That's right.
With our all right. So today's show is dedicated to basically giving people a hearing for what we've said about them, because the show didn't allow us to. So I'm going to go to something else. So yesterday, we read a statement that Arocha put out on the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission and the trees they were cutting. The commission has responded. I'm going to get Caleb and Francisca to read their response to me shortly, because one of the things our platform is that it must provide the chance for people to get a fair hearing. All right, and it's just natural. So I like the way, for example, said it. Sometimes in the heat of the show, you can't get everybody to speak. You have a limited time, right? So yesterday said I should call him, but there was no time. And so I just want listeners to bear with us that sometimes we'll go back to an old issue and continue.
Chop.
I know. So if you just tuned into it, I'm wondering why on earth is he talking to this guy? Yesterday we had a whole discussion about prices, the fact that the CD dollar exchange rate was around 12, and somebody had been given a bill, what is it called?
Bill of lading.
Calculated duty.
A calculated duty using 15.84. We checked with customs, they said this is not correct. And then the whole discussion about the fact that some goods are still expensive because not only are the duties high, but there also are shipping costs. And then the issue was that shippers or shipping lines were applying different rates, although the rate had come down, which occasioned us to mention Jampo's name, and then we had to call him today to bring his view. But before we did that, an executive of the shippers also called to bring his perspective to the matter, and now we've spoken to Professor Jampo. So that's the first follow-up for the day. It's 8:40. We'll do another follow-up on the issue of tree cutting.
Very well.
But before that, I need to do a few things. Here's some exciting news from Ashesi University, which has been expanding access over the past few years, adding new undergraduate programs and master's programs. Now we've introduced 2 intake admission systems for undergraduate applications, so students can start their studies either in September or in January. So there are 2 cohorts, the September cohort and the January cohort. It's all part of a goal to welcome more bright minds into the Ashesi community. Remember, applications for both intakes are currently ongoing. Go to ashesi.edu.gh. All right, so go to ashesi.edu.gh for more information. Don't buy inferior mattress because it's cheaper. Buy latex foam. It's high quality, good price. Come for your favorite mattresses, your sofas, your beds, your wardrobes, your coffee and center tables, your chest drawers, and more. We have 10% off all items of your choice. Call 0302-231-155. Latex foam, your partner for life. Let's remind you about the management bootcamp happening in the last week of June. It's from your trusted team, Citi and Channel 1, a power-packed elite leadership experience designed to ignite your strategic edge, sharpen your decision-making, and elevate your executive presence. Unlock insights from top university leaders in strategic thinking, organizational culture, crisis management, and more. It's on 22nd June to 28th June at Platinum Bay and Passion Base Hotels. Call 0242 011-424 to register. That's 0242 011-424. Management Bootcamp is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM. So, Francisca, do you have the response
from the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission?
Yes. What are they saying this morning?
So they have a news release that's dated 21st May 2025 to all media houses. It's headlined, Ghana Atomic Energy Commission felled trees to protect lives and properties. The Ghana Atomic Energy Commission, GAEC, has taken notice of a press statement dated 20th May 2025 and issued by Arocha Ghana on the felling of some trees along the Atomic Kwabenya Road by GAEC. We acknowledge the concerns raised by Arocha Ghana and share in the commitment of well-meaning institutions to sustainable urban development. However, the facts of the matter must be made clear to clarify some misconceptions in their press statement and to better inform the public. 1. Some of the trees planted along the Atomic Kwabenya Main Road have been in existence for more than 50 years. Furthermore, erosion over the period has greatly exposed the roots of some of the trees, rendering them weak. Some have also grown very huge branches, interfering with the Electricity Company of Ghana's pylons and cables located in the area. 2. Last year, 2024, we witnessed the uprooting and falling of some of the trees and branches occasioned by strong winds, storms, and heavy rains. A few of the uprooted trees landed on the highway, causing various degrees of damage to vehicles that ply the road and unduly disrupting the commute of the motoring public. Additionally, the uprooted trees left deep gullies on the sides of some portions of the road stretch, posing danger to vehicles and other road users. 3. Due to this, a stakeholder meeting was held in June last year to address the risks associated with the aged and weak trees. The meeting's participants included the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission, National Disaster Management Organization, Ghana East Municipal Assembly, Electricity Company of Ghana, Forestry Commission, and the Ghana Police Service. The engagement's outcome was a collaboration between GAEC and all relevant agencies and institutions to fell only the trees that were marked as hazardous and dangerous after a thorough audit jointly conducted by GAEC and the Forestry Commission. Subsequently, GAEC was granted permission by the Forestry Commission to fell 8 mahogany trees, 6 Lucana, Caleb, is that correct? Lucana trees, and prune 43 mahogany trees under very strict conditions and guidelines provided by the Forestry Commission. 5. Through collaborations with all relevant stakeholders, this exercise was conducted on the 20th of May 2025, funded by the ECG. It is important to note that all felled or uprooted trees will be replaced with new ones as directed by the Forestry Commission.
Okay.
And there's on the second page. Yeah. On the second page, there's a headline that says Ghana Atomic Energy Commission felled trees to protect lives and property. So continuing with the paragraphs, the public should remain confident that GAEC will not sanction any indiscriminate felling of trees now or in the future within its catchment area, considering that it is part of our mandate to protect the environment using the peaceful application of nuclear science and technology. GAEC remains a strong advocate for environmental protection and climate initiatives like tree planting, and has actively participated in the Green Ghana initiatives over the past several years and grown some hundreds of trees that were provided by the Forestry Commission. Finally, it says we will continue to engage stakeholders and institutions like Arocha Ghana to foster collaborative ways of greening the GAEC enclave and maintaining its green cover. This is signed Anthony Nana Boateng, Director of Commercialization and Communications Directorate.
I like the statement. It's thorough. The tone is right.
Yeah.
It gives the background, and it puts the matters in perspective.
Bernard, so what's going to happen to the felled trees? How would they be disposed? No, it has value.
Call him and put him on the line. I am even interested beyond that in their lands that people were taking.
Exactly.
So we can deal with that if you have them.
Also, it's an important
but
question.
all I'm trying to say before you get into the question is, sometimes state agencies don't respond in time and they don't give the right context. But I think it's a very well-written statement.
Yeah.
It's giving you the background, the history, the meetings held, those involved. And then it's, to be fair, I've even told there were alternative routes planned for the tree felling. They didn't even mention it here. So I'm just saying that if you are a government agency listening, get a copy of the GAEC statement because it helps. This is how it should be done. Everything should not be PR and trying to manage things. Just tell the truth and let us move on with our lives. So this is very correct. Yeah. And I like the transparency as well. So even though Arocha's statement was not necessarily fair to them, because probably Arocha could have checked, but Arocha too, because they are environmental advocates, they were alarmed, right? So they didn't attack Arocha.
Yeah.
You get it? They basically said, well, we've been thinking about this for the past 6 months. It's not something we just got up and did.
Right.
Everybody was involved. We went through the right process. And I like that.
And they also make you know how many trees they felled, how many they are pruning, and the damage that previous trees have caused over the period.
You used to use that road in the past. You know that area very well.
Yes.
But added to that, I mean, beyond what you have said, was there some level of community engagement? Because some of these things would have been, better approached if, for instance, in the process of consulting the Forestry Commission, which is the institution in the space of forestry and related matters. Perhaps if there was some community engagement, then there would have been better sensitization of the public as to what was to be done. Then maybe some inputs would have come in here and then from the public.
But if you listen to the names of the people they mentioned there as having consulted,
those are institutions.
But those institutions, for example, if you deal with the Ga East District Assembly,
but
the assembly is in charge of that space.
That is true.
And that road is a thoroughfare for many, many people.
They are stakeholders at the institutional level. My concern is that
community level engagement.
Yeah, maybe they would have brought on board.
So maybe the assembly in this program of activities at one of its meetings could have said on the agenda, pruning and cutting of trees on this road, and then use that mechanism of the assembly meeting to inform the community.
Exactly.
So I'm trying to say that the institution itself did the right thing by contacting the assembly. I'm not sure if they had to then now go around and talk to all the community members themselves.
Because they are directly affected, while the assembly route would have been useful, because they are directly the people affected by the trees. And they are also interfacing with the community. Perhaps it would have been useful as part of the community relation strategy that they normally deploy in that space. Exactly, because if they were coming to do something directly related to, say, atomic energy, for instance, they would have said, let's call the community people.
I'm not inclined to believe that they didn't consult the public. I'm saying this because even yesterday, some of the messages that came through were making reference
community
to
members were
the damage to their vehicles and the danger it posed. And so I kind of feel that this action by GAEC itself was to help solve a part of a problem that affected the community. And I'm sure they would have had concerns from the directly from the community themselves. For me, from a communicative point of view, I wish that they had put out a statement prior to the felling of the trees and bringing out these facts so that people like Arocha will rest assured that yes, this is not something they're just getting up and doing.
But how did they? We got to know because there was news, right? So they spoke about it.
So there was a statement.
There was a statement
by the I think was it Urban Roads? No, there was some statement.
There was some statement. That was how we became aware of it. Yes, there was some statement.
But was there a statement by the GAEC themselves?
Just a second.
There was a statement, a short statement talking about the. I don't know what it was.
Pruning and
I was actually speaking to commuters to bear with them because such and such was.
I wanted to check who sent it. If you check the platform, you see it there. Anyway, so if we can't get guys to talk to us, at least they've sent out their statement. I think that's fine. And this is the way to go. I think Sky's point is also valid that you need to engage the community further. Look, I'm dealing with a number of cases where, when we discussed the flooding at Lakeside, the estate wrote a press statement saying that the reason parts of that area got flooded was that a filling station had been built too close to a drain. And the way the filling station had been built, it had sort of caused water to overrun the drain, leading to a flood, overrun the bridge. Now, the Lakeside people said they had written to the MPA complaining about the siting of the filling station, but somehow the filling station is still there. Right, so there's a statement they sent. Now, this is the way I see it. A lot of times, business interests override community interests. Whether it's a tomato factory you dealt with, a cement factory somewhere in Western Accra, or a filling station. Indeed, I'm dealing with another case where a community has a filling station, an estate has a filling station being contemplated right in front of it. Now, the process for siting the filling station necessarily means you have to involve the community and engage them. Typically, the MPA would ask you, have you finished your due diligence with the community? For some reason, they will say they have. And sometimes they will have the permit of the assembly. So the assemblies tend to, so I think I take your point. Assemblies tend to assume that the communities have agreed because we assembly has agreed. So in this particular case I'm talking about, somebody wants to put a filling station in front of an estate. The estate people say no, it's too close to where we live, to devalue our properties, it's dangerous. Somehow the assembly seems to want to push this through. So now the estate has written to the MPA, and the MPA wants to now know whether the community has been involved. Somehow they will say, we've involved the community, we want to meet them. They may do some meeting, and then before you know, they say we met them, whether they agreed or not, And I think all of this is because of our lack of zoning. There are things you fail to do which cause problems many, many years after you are dead. All right. So this issue of flooding is really a question of lack of proper zoning and planning. Why should residential facilities have a tomato factory next to them? Why should residential facilities, a salt processing plant, have a cement plant next to it in a place where people live? Why should somebody set up a filling station in front of an estate? You get it? It's because we haven't done the zoning. And people are monetizing and cashing in on our lack of planning. So now somebody comes and says, I'm selling service plots. Now, I'm not attacking your business model, but in serious countries, every plot must be serviced. Do you understand? But in our Ghana, the fact that somebody has even weeded the place and put something like a road there, he's going to charge you 10 times the price because it's a service plot. Now, so you see, the cost of this is the thing about planning. we don't plan because we don't think that it is important. Yet we pay for the cost of lack of planning in multiples. People die, we lose money. You get it? But because it's not asking you to give me 10,000 CDs, you think that, oh, let me deal with customs, let me deal with issues of tax. Lack of planning is more expensive than any tax the government can pay. The number of times you have to pay for a land that you have to build a house. The number of times you have to redo your gutters because somebody has built a building in a waterway.
Yeah.
The number of times you have to move your house. So, and this is not just your personal cost, it's a collective cost. So I think that maybe the engineering community needs to get a different language to communicate the need for planning. Because it sounds so esoteric, it sounds so far. All right? So like, let's put it very simply. Caleb, you're a young man. Maybe you want to buy a land to build a house because you feel like by the time you are 40, 45, you don't want to be renting a house. So you go and buy a land. Chances are that one or two things that the person selling the land to you has not done would give you 30 years of sleepless nights.
True.
So you may buy a land, pay a good price for it, and then start building your house. You may not be able to sleep for the rest of your life because there are 3 churches behind your house. You didn't know.
First of all, that's if you are finished with the litigation over the
Good.
land.
So the land may belong to 6 people. When you are doing, you pay digging fee. All of that. When you start, you finish the building and you want to live in it. Somebody will come and cite something, or somebody will redirect on gutter, or somebody come and build an estate behind your house, and then he will direct the course of a water. You get it? So for me, one of the reasons that I'm not too hopeful is that I don't think assemblies have been set up to do what we expect them to do. I think the people who run the assemblies mean well. So if you look at this week, Koforidua, he's doing something. Accra, he's doing something. Tema. So you can see that they want to work. So it's not like the people go there that they are going to do bad things. So the problem is, I don't even think the people are not competent. I think they are okay. But the institution has not been set up with the practice and the culture of excellence and service delivery. Do you get it? So let's assume you are going to, let me give a very good example. I have a friend who's building a project. It's not in Accra. It's in one of the regions. So this guy goes, that he's building maybe what is he been building? Like maybe some chalets or resort or whatever. He goes to get a permit. He goes to the district assembly. This is a rural district assembly. He goes and says, oh, we'll give you the permit. So he shows them their plan, everything. They go back and forth and they say it's good, you can build. Then they say, okay, this is the amount you have to pay. So he says, okay, I'm going to pay. He goes to the place. So maybe they say you are paying 20,000 as an example. He goes to pay 20K. Then they say, okay, there's 20K, but we'll give you a receipt for 4K. Then it's like, why is the receipt for 4K? So, no, don't worry. You've paid your 20K, so don't worry. This is the receipt for the 4K, but you won't worry you again. Now, think about that for a minute. He's paid 20K, he's been given a receipt for 4K. And they're like, don't worry, we have given you the go ahead, build the house. Now he has to make a choice. Can he say, I'm not going to build this because I've paid 20K and I've given a receipt for 4K? The assembly says the 20K is the charge, but the receipt is for 4K. Which means that the 16,000 is going to go to people to sort their things out and things. Now that is the type of system that a lot of the assemblies run. So basically, they don't see a future in doing their work thoroughly and making sure that things work. They have a short-term view of Charlie. Richard Sky has a lot of money. He wants to build a project. If I get some 15K from him as an extra to cream it off him, I can also start my project in Kasua. So that's how he thinks. So there's DC may come. Hey, we'll do this, we'll do this. In a year's time, they compromise him because some of the money that he will be getting, he will not know where it's coming from. They'll do him. Do you know something? So he's come with initial gra. We will clean. Hey, we'll do yo. Meanwhile, Mr. Kwe has been there for like 25 years. And Mr. Kwe, he's a master of gaming the system. So they'll say, oh, anything, Mr. Kwe, he has the key. So by the time this MCE settles, Mr. Kwe and his cabal have already damaged the system. You get it? So I don't have hope that. So I like the way the president said, okay, I'm going to rate you on cleanliness. I think he should broaden it a bit more. He can say, look, I'm appointing you this week, yeah? Next year by this time, these are the 4 things I want to see. If your assembly is not clean, I'll sack you. Number 2, if I hear any allegation of corruption I'll let you stand aside and I'll investigate you. Do you get me? Let them know that you mean beyond the appointment and you're a party person. There are some things I want to see. If your markets are chaotic, you are going. You get it as an example. So you can give them 4 or 5 hard, and this one is not the minister, the president must do it. And that he himself will do the inspection. Because you see, the system in the assemblies is not built to deliver the planning we want. Do you understand? So you go and buy a land and you pay so much. And the other thing is that to get what every reasonable citizen gets in civilized societies, in Ghana you have to pay 10 times to get it. Whether it's a good education, reliable transportation, or a safe environment. You have to pay so much because lack of planning and lack of enforcement makes the cost of everything more. Do you see my point? So I think the president needs to go beyond the cleanliness charge, because a lot of the assemblies are enclaves of graft.
But that is not a given the launch of the code of conduct for public officials or political appointments.
He needs to make some quick examples early, because the way I see it here, Sky, we are all leaders. The culture of my team affects me. I am here, Citi Breakfast Show. If every day I come and I'm doing something and the people start looking at me some way, and it's like, Aloski, every time you are rocking the boat, nobody wants to be an anathema. So he will compromise so that the team will have peace. So sometimes you can have a very solid AMA mayor, Charlie, cleanliness, red line, hey. The system around him, it survives on the basis of exploiting citizens and collecting bribes. As an example, I'm not saying AMA necessarily, I'm giving an example. So I think that there has to be some, I don't know whether it's somebody, some macho man to come and change the institution, or but there has to be some, the institution is not built to deliver excellence. I mean, and in this example I'm giving, this person so he has to pay the 20K and start his project. And the receipt is 4,000. And he's not the only person, so maybe they'll do it to 6 people.
Were there external services that were contracted?
They say the cost is 20,000. He has paid, he should start work. They gave him a receipt for 4,000 and they say that one he should just do his project. It's not his business.
So the question I'm asking you, whether within the assembly system,
what
they ought to have charged would have been 4,000, and maybe they contracted external contractors to come and perform some of the, I don't know.
So they told him that there
has to be some clarity.
The thing cost 20,000. So he found the 20,000 and went to pay.
There are some issues.
They collected the 20,000 and they said, this is your receipt. You go and do your project. We've given you the permit. Go and build. It's not your concern. Now, is he going to say, I'm going to fight the system? In Ghana, those who fight the system don't. You see, this is the hard thing. People have to make a choice. Francisca, you have money, you have to start a project. Are you going to say, let me fight the assembly?
No, you see, but
it's too much. So maybe the president can set up something so that if this person goes to pay 20,000 and he's given a receipt for 4,000, he can quietly go and chook.
Yeah, you see,
and then they'll investigate and then sack the people.
So you see, that is what electronic trails help to deal with. So for instance, when we keep talking about how to modernize the system, digitalization, imagine for instance if the application for the permit you're talking about is online, and the requirement is that you make all payments online, and the payments are predetermined. So you go on there, Google maybe Clotte calling, you want a permit to build in say a particular area. The system would ask you all the relevant questions. Who is the owner of the property? Blah, 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 blah. You fill in all of those details. What are you building? The system would ask you to input whatever plan there is for the place. You put all that information in. Then it raises for you the necessary invoice that this is the amount you paid. So 4,000 Ghana cedis, right? The human being there, the human factor is removed. So that you are dealing with a machine. You make the application.
So technology could be one way. Here's another example. This person is writing from Adenta. He said, when I look at someone filling our lake to build, we've made separate complaints to the Adenta Municipal Assembly. No action. Sky, look at this video. Look at this picture. This is a lake. This is water body.
That's wrong.
With reeds and bulrush or whatever they call it. A building is coming close to it, and this person says they've spoken to the assembly. Assembly hasn't done anything.
That's wrong. You see,
and this is happening all over
the place.
Ramsar site, places near Kweshi, places in Sakumo. So, so I feel like it's a circus. You bring in well-meaning people to run the assembly. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we should come up because Kai, you and I know that if the assemblies don't work, Ghana cannot work.
That's true.
Because no matter what the president says, if you are going to build a house, you need to deal with an assembly.
Yeah.
And the president cannot come there to collect the license for you. So the development rubber meets the road at the assembly level, which is why I suggested that the president should put his best people there and say that I have a 4-year of reform. I'm going to put my best minds, not as ministers. Go back to your assembly and run the place bottom up. Because a minister can be doing a great job at the top, dealing with macro problems. The assembly is the reality of your people. Go to the Kaswa enclave. I've always said, the further you move away from the center of Accra, the less straight the lines.
So,
see, I went to the Volta region and I was coming back. There was traffic. So we decided to pass behind Central University to do some lungus. There, Charlie, bro, no straight road. So like how do people build houses? It's like, there's some fundamental issue. Like it's almost like people just go and buy the land and start building a house. You get it? So you build yours. If you come early, you do 80 by 100. If you come late, somebody will take your 60.
Yeah.
No. So nobody. So there's no law. So if I move to the area first, I'll do 80 by 120 and start. Sky comes, it does 80 by 100. By the time Caleb comes, only 60 by 70. You get it?
So you see,
somebody will build a house at the end of the road, so
Yeah.
you can't even go.
Yeah.
When you go to the assembly, they can't demolish. Somebody has money, he wants to build a fuel station or filling station, so he starts building. He's giving money to somebody in the assembly. Assembly giving permit. EPA cannot do like why?
So you see, if proper planning is put in place, then some of these problems we'll not talk about. Because, for instance, if you have, say, 100 acres of land in Gawen's Municipal Assembly, the assembly is aware that, okay, over the next 10 years, we expect to have private developers or we ourselves develop about 50% of that.
Yeah.
Then they plan through internally generated fund and whatever support they are getting from the central bank to invest in that space to service the land. So roads are put in there, electricity is sent in there, water is sent in there, and all the needed, essentials are put in.
That's the Apollonia model.
That is the proper
but
way.
Do you know the cost? So you see, when government fails to do what it ought to do, the cost of basic public service becomes too expensive. So that 5.7 kilometer road Apollonia is doing, the service plus they are building, which is why they are doing aggressive marketing. Because ordinary, hard-working Ghanaians, and by the way, no genuine salary paid Ghanaian can afford a basic mortgage when you do the calculation properly. Yet people are buying houses. That's why lots of people are building. So now a private company has bought land. It has developed it. Now it has to build a 5.7 kilometer road. Meanwhile, this company has already developed the land though. But the Apollonia to Oyibi to Atadeka land road is so bad that it's affecting the quality of the investment. Okay. Now the assembly should be able to say, I don't know whether it's the chieftaincy ownership of land that has caused our problem or political, like there's some fundamental, because look, I was telling you, I have a friend who has a shop in an African country. So and I'll give a very basic example. Maybe the shop sells paper and they want to add photocopy machine to the paper, his own shop that he's rented. So he just wants them to redesign the inside of the shop to accommodate the photocopy machine. And for like 3 weeks, he's not been able to do it. When he calls it, he says, I'm still waiting for the permit to allow me to do the change in the design of my shop. So that tells you that in that country, you can't do anything you like. You can. And it's an African country.
Because there's the capacity to supervise.
In Ghana, somebody is building a filling station in front of an estate. And the assembly is watching on and says, go ahead and build. They haven't spoken to anybody in the community. In another place, the community has gone to tell the assembly that we are a community of people at Lakeside. And we are saying that this filling station is wrongly cited. And you can see that when it rains, the thing is going on. Then when it rains, the assembly will come and tell us that we'll demolish houses on building. Like, It's like we are mad. It's like you are watching a guy build a thing for 6 months.
Capacity.
Scarlett mentioned some place. When you go to East Legon, Boundary Road, there's a bridge they've done that connects you from East Legon to Ajingano.
Yes, the dam.
Sky. There's called Abedipele Pool.
Yes.
That place is supposed to be a place where nobody touches.
Wetland.
Every 6 months, you see somebody's filling the thing quick. They are building. Then they'll come and write, remove. When you keep quiet, they start building. They'll build. They'll keep quiet and build.
Sometimes they themselves write the
One day, there will be a rain for 6 hours. Water from the whole of Adenta and Ajingano will come to Pele's Pool. It will overflow its banks. What will they do? It will break the bridge. 3 cars will get money. Then the president will come there and everybody will be crying. You see, so I'm saying that the cost of planning and enforcement, I think it should be criminalized by very, very strict sanctions. If you have a long-term view of life, you will know that those who fail to enforce regulations are destroying the society. You get it? But somehow we've normalized it. So I feel like this generation is, how do I put it? We have become desensitized to the lawlessness. We ourselves have become agents of lawlessness. So on one hand, we cry for development, yet in our actions and what we do, we are undermining our own future. There's no way you are going to put a development model on this kind of craziness. You get it? So, and we are in a reset agenda. There's a new government. The assemblies, I don't know whether we have to change the composition or whether we have to find a new way of finding out, because it's just, if I open the phone line and ask people to tell me they are challenging the assemblies. Yeah. I mean, it's...
Bernard, without holding brief for the assemblies, there's also the Land Use and Spatial Planning Authority. That's supposed to... Exactly, they are supposed to work with the assemblies. They are supposed to supervise the kind of planning that is going on. And so while we have these recurring conversations about the effects of rapid urbanization, like you say, it's crazy. And I'm wondering why somebody justifies their job at LUSPA, for instance, and the assembly.
But so it's one thing having the institution. It's another thing having qualified people within the space. It's another thing altogether providing them with the tools and resources they need to move into the space. You see, one of the biggest problems we have is the lack of self-sufficiency on the part of the assemblies. Because elsewhere, councils go out aggressively. When I was in London, for instance, Charlie, the people came to send me notice that you have not paid your council tax. But meanwhile, I'm a student, so ideally, I was not qualified to be paid. They served me notice to appear in court. So I had to probably use my first skills as a newly trained lawyer to deal with that particular problem. Wow. You understand? Because I was not qualified to pay. If we had that system, good to know that recently we saw a number of young men in the street saying that they were going about collecting property rates and all of that. If assemblies are properly directed to do that, and they are doing it, then they raise enough revenue to support their own initiatives. Because if you have LUSPA in the office, the people are being paid from the center or even at the local level. They don't have any money to go out there and supervise what is happening in the field. Nothing will happen.
And Sky, let me also say that the nature of politics we do doesn't help, because in our politics, power is concentrated at the top. And I'll give you an example. So usually when I go for these events, maybe a minister comes to launch a program. Then you see the MC, the DC around. Sometimes they'll give them some chair at the back, and then they'll make them greet, and they want to be in the pictures because they don't feel they have enough power. So the minister is the powerful guy. So the DC or MC is like a second-rate public official. Meanwhile, if you are even running a multi-million-dollar company, the MC and the assembly is your boss. Yes. You get it? They have inherent power, but for some reason, and so for example, you're interviewing somebody, everything, Excellency, the president. The president cannot be anywhere. The president can't do anything. Do you understand? He can set the, but like the people face government at the local level, and that local level, we have disempowered the assembly. Some of them are so corrupt. When they take their payment, they'll say, "Oh, if anybody tells you that you haven't paid, just call me." That's what they say.
That be?
So Bernard,
that's wrong. You should have certificate or receipt. Go on.
Bernard, please. Earlier you made a point about the encroachment at the atomic area, and then that's led to this. And I just wanted to give you a picture I'm looking at here. just go into Google Earth and key in GAEC and then just open it up. You check a 3D image and you see that from the shore all the way to Ebri, the greenery has shrunk. The only green areas you will see where University of Ghana is, this area, and then the atomic area, and the GAEC area, and you notice that GAEC, the greenery at GAEC is also shrinking by the minute. If you open that up, you look around the Sakuma and Ramsar site, you see that it's also becoming very, very urbanized, so that for an area that should be a wetland, it's all gone. If you check Pambros, there's a lot of encroachment happening around Pambros as well. Now, the conversation we are having, it's also causing it's also part of the causes reasons we are seeing a lot of flooding in a city. For example, and 3 days ago, I was actually talking to my professor at the geography department, and he was talking about the fact that the main cause of flooding we are experiencing in Accra is as a result of the scrapping of the vegetation on the Ekuapim range. He says, because I'm bringing this in because of the zoning issue you brought up. In 2006, all that site was known as a green belt. It was a green belt protected zone and all of that until a parcel of the land was appropriated for someone very important. Now, after that was done, we did not rezone it properly. So once a parcel of the land has been chopped off and someone has built his mansion there, it became very attractive and people were moving there. I'm told that much earlier in the 90s, if you're driving up the Bree Hills, you would see monkeys along the road and all of that. So in terms of wildlife, we have depleted all of that because we are now putting up a lot of buildings. Now, because it's a hill, whenever it rains,
the runoff water comes down.
Vegetation is gone, so it comes with a lot of force, a lot of power. And that, if you take that away, and his second reason is, okay, so let me just finish building that point. So there's a lot of silt that is pushed down the hill. So Yarifa, Pantaya, Denta, all these places are going to flood. And then also you've had the district assemblies, the local assemblies balkanized. So if Adenta is constructing drains, for example, and they are using culverts that are 6x6, the next one
is doing something else.
is doing 4x2, Adenta is doing 1x1. So there is no coordination in terms of the infrastructure also. So environmentally, you've sat down for people to deplete the greenery that would have protected the soil and ensure that runoff has been reduced. Now the assemblies also are not working in coordination. So it's a messy situation we have.
Let's take some quick reactions to this as we bring the matter to a close. We are not just lamenting, we are basically to coordinate local governance at the very highest level. It's supposed to actually be chaired by the president. All right. So I think finance ministry, because local governance involves what they call devolution of power. So there's fiscal decentralization and other. So basically the concentration of power at the top must be devolved to the local level to allow the same level of alacrity and the same level of agency to be applied. And I feel like that organization has the role to play in helping devolve that power. Whether the center wants to actually devolve that power is a different issue. But there's no way we are going to develop and have a good country if our local governance remains at the level that it is. Where, and this Lakeside case study, I'm telling you, people who live there tell you that this flooding was because you can clearly see that this filling station is not supposed to be there. Because it's diverted water, and when it rains, the bridge can't carry cars. Yet, because of somebody's investment, they've kept quiet.
Let me ask a question, Bernard. The institution you were talking about is the Inter-Ministerial Coordinating Committee.
Thank you.
Yeah, they are inviting position papers on things we are talking about here. You see, when you want to build a filling station, you don't just go out there and say you want to build a filling station, right? There are processes you must go through. First of all, you must secure the land. The land must be in an area that is designated by the assembly to host something like that. So, for instance, if the assembly says that this place is exclusively a residential area, and we do not want things like that there, there's no way you can raise the land in the area and use it for the purpose. So when you have your plan, you must take it first of all to the assembly and make sure that the assembly signs off on it. And the assembly must also, the institutions must speak to each other. For instance, the NPA, what was their role? At the time they were giving the guy the permit to go ahead,
did they speak to the assembly to know whether there is that agreement by the assembly that it is okay?
You have to show certain things to MPA before they give you their thing.
Exactly. You understand?
So usually MPA will tell them to wait. When they see agitation, MPA will say they should hold on and engage the community. That's usually what they say.
Exactly. So if all the institutions are speaking to each other, then we will not have the problems that we do
This
have.
will include the EPA as well.
Exactly. The EPA too.
So
would have to-
EPA
the planning, what the LUSPA people we have spoken about at the district assembly level, they also get
There are
involved.
so many authorities, but nothing.
Exactly. So-
Everybody is now an authority.
So-
EPA, MPA, GSA, AAA. Meanwhile, nothing for them.
That is what should happen. And you see, the requirement is that engage with the people. So you go to the community, hold what do you call it, a meeting with the community people. That look, we intend to bring this filling station to the area. It would help in A, B, C, D way, job creation and all of these things. We intend to seek what do you call authorization from the NPA and the related institutions. How do you feel we should modify what we intend to do to suit the interests of the community? We don't do that majority of the time.
No.
You sit down before you know it. Recently,
Because the person is giving you 100,000 charge by receipt for 4,000. So
That-
that's the
that
thing.
one we
That-
have-
but that
we
is
have
so
to
Sky.
investigate.
How can an entity
Which-
like
which this
how
is-
can an entity like that? It cuts across.
Yeah,
how can
someone is just
how
confirmed.
can an entity like that have the moral right to come and tell you not to set up a building here? Because if you've paid a guy 100,000 and give him a receipt for 20,000, you obviously control him.
that's wrong.
You see, so I'm saying that we should start looking at corruption from a point of view of the wickedness of what it means for the enforcer. It's a wicked thing they do. So corruption and lawlessness, I think, is not just people shouldn't play the victim. We are being lenient with people who do such things. It's a very serious situation. Let's read a few comments as we wrap this up.
So
and this-
Kwame Dan is into the real estate business. He sends this message and says, Ojam Aloski is right. We paid over 45,000 for a residential building permit to one assembly, but only received a 20K receipt.
Pervasive.
I've been
Pervasive.
chasing the correct receipt for a year now.
So this is
Kwame Dan.
what is happening in most assemblies.
External contractors.
They are just looking for ways of getting money that they don't deserve. Read more.
Okay, so Evans Kwe from Oyarifa says, "Hey Bernard, when you said Mr. Kwe, no, everyone in my office turned and stared at me as if I've been collecting money from
I hope he's not in an assembly. Their name is very random. Forgive me. Very random.
I've said Osimesi. Hello, Bernard. All you said about the assemblies is the reality. It's sad how the planning officers create the mess themselves and make hundreds of money from that. What your friend told you is exactly what happens everywhere. If you join the assembly system with a good heart, you will leave corrupt. The appointee will start well, but the technocrats will lead him or her into temptation. We must digitize and digitalize the system. Tell him that this is what happens here. Oh, it's sad. This is Rex listening from Thailand. Good morning, good morning, City team, Bernard and team. I think we should also look at the district assembly. Too many corrupt staff. Someone starts a project that eats massively into the road in my new area. So someone started that at Kwabenya. The assembly comes in to stop the work and writes the usual stop work road thing with all the markings on the wall. The next couple of weeks, the guy comes back to continue. I took a picture, location and the road with the ongoing project and sent to the district engineer. He responded, "Thank you for alerting us. As I speak, the project has gone 3 floors up and moving on giddy giddy." So what happened, and suddenly it's not a road anymore, when obviously everyone can see the thing is standing right in the road. This is Yao from Kwabenya Comet. Della, what are you talking about? Electronic what? Ghana, they will bring you another charge and tell you whatever you paid online is just for registration. The rest is face to face. This is Parker from Community 22.
And they will always find a receipt for you. They will find some receipt. You know carbon paper. They will find a receipt and the man will do this. And then you open it. And carbon paper. You know carbon paper. When it's finished, you eat your kegari in the office.
Guys, the people at the assemblies are all compromised. They have taken monies. Good morning, CBS.
All of them.
Yeah, same thing is happening at the K2 South Municipal Assembly. The money you pay to the assembly does not always correspond with the receipt issued to you. The graft at the assembly level is so huge. There's clearly a lack of check system. And he sighs. This is Kobla from Aflao. Good morning.
Your own people.
Telling my people.
Repeat that message. Repeat it.
So, Uncle, good morning, Bernardino. No. Good morning, CBS. Same thing is happening at the K2 South Municipal Assembly. The money you pay to the assembly does not always correspond with the receipts issued to you. The graft at the assembly level is so huge. There's clearly a lack of systems. Kobla from Aflao.
Bernard.
No, let her finish.
Please finish.
Good morning, Bernardino. This assembly permit and money payment issue is everywhere. It happened to me at the new North Dai District Assembly last year.
They're getting closer to somebody I know.
No, I am South Dai.
Yes, I'm getting you. Will get your own place.
They took 2,600 for an extension on a 26-year-old building, and the official receipt covered only 1,100 Ghana cedis. This is Alex from Community 25. Good morning, Bernard and team.
Morning.
Please, the 20,000 Ghana cedis and the 4,000 Ghana cedis receipting is, as we say, natural. It is happening all over, so I agree with Sky. The natural persons must be taken out through digitization, because Bernard, as you passionately addressed our software concept, we are far behind in that, and it cannot be corrected ASAP. Hence, we must take out the human interaction. That's Ni Allah from La. Good morning from Odumai Ablekuma. The beautifully designed Ramsar site by God has been sold for building. Human beings are buying the wetland, filling it out, and building even in the middle of the Sakina River or Ramsar site. My fear is that Oduman is a flat, low-lying land, and this site is what is preventing flooding in the community. Who do we have to talk to about this? This is coming from Akofa.
Okay, let's end it here.
I think there's a video that
Charlie,
you should comment
there's a
on.
video
That's
from
Kaswa.
where the market has encroached into the road. And to show how deep the encroachment is, the traffic light is now
part of somebody's
the traffic light is now at the roof of somebody's canopy. Inside though, so the person's canopy for selling is so close to the Kasua overhead that the traffic light that is supposed to be for people is now inside her shop.
I saw it on TikTok. I was flabbergasted. That should not happen.
So like the Tapoli
The MC for that area, just like these ones in Accra are doing, would need to move into that space and sanitize it.
It's serious. We'll take a short break here. Thank you. The Mobile Money Festival train, that Momo Fest is here. Join us for a shopping experience from your favorite vendors and artists from 23rd to 24th May at the Odupong Pehe. That's behind Kasua Market. We just mentioned Kasua. Come and experience cashless market with over 50 top-tier vendors from Kasua and Accra. Up to 20% discount on goods and services on sale. A chance to win up to 10,000 cedis in the Momo KTK game show. Education and awareness on Momo fraud. And amazing performances from Mr. Drew, Olive the Boy, E.L. Ketcher, and others. That's on the 24th. All you need to do to be part of this amazing and fun fair is the all-new Momo app. Yes, the Momo app. Download it now to get a free pass to the event. Side attractions include DJs on rotation, board and TV games, kids zone, Momo giveaways, and so much more. Download the Momo app now and join the team at the Odupong Pehe Park behind the old Kaswa Market for this Momo Fest, which is powered by MTN and sponsored by MTN Business, GCB Bank PLC, and IO Insurance. University of Ghana School of Law is thrilled to announce admissions for its new master's program. Application deadline is 31st August. Program open to anyone with a first degree from a recognized university with a minimum of second lower degree or second lower class. Classes are held Monday to Friday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. By joining our program, you will have the chance to benefit from our international partnerships from Ivy League universities. Call Naomi on 053-133-0203 or call Oba on 055-137-1319. And don't forget, the buzz is back. The Ophir Market returns on the 24th of May, this Saturday at Amanochrome Aquapim. Come for an unbeatable shopping experience. Fresh vegetables, staples, meats, fresh and smoked fish, fruits, household essentials, all available on Saturday 24th May at Amanochrome Aquapim. Ophir Market, our food, our prices, our community. When we come back, there's more. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Oh, right into the pond.
Of course, a pro indeed, Andy.
Another message? Oh, wait, not again.
Why, what's wrong?
We've exceeded our fuel budget by 15,000 Ghana cedis this month. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, that's crazy. Just for a few vehicles?
Exactly. We spend so much on fuel, but I don't even know where it's going.
I had the same problem until Instroma GPS saved me. Their fuel monitoring system stops fuel theft and wastage, saving me thousands, bro.
Really?
Yeah, it paid for itself in months. Plus, I get monthly reports that track every drop of fuel. Hey, I don't go lose guard.
Oh.
Take control of your fuel costs today. Get a free demo of Instroma's fuel monitoring system. Call 024-676-7662 now. Instroma GPS. Your choice, your savings.
Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel 1 TV invites you to exhibit at AgriFair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agriculture exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery? This is your platform to connect with the world. AgriFair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and grow your business. So, to all farmers with fresh produce, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture products, come, sell, network, and expand your business. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205-973-973. Come one, come all. Enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices. And treat yourself to sizzling kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken, and more. Great taste, great value. Don't miss out. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Development Bank Ghana.
Bossman, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
It's 34 after 9, and we have an important conversation coming up with GT Bank. Agnes Bana also from as the divisional head, corporate communications and customer experience. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you again.
I remember the last time you were here, Ben, I spoke to you. You were running a social corporate responsibility around autism, something like that.
You're right.
It was really impressive. I was really impressed. It's good to see you back. So today, what are we talking about? I see you're transitioning to a new core banking application. It's a lot of English. What's that?
Thank you for having us.
Cheers.
Good morning.
Blessings.
The core banking system or application is a new one. We are doing a great transitioning between our existing application. What it means is the engine on which we serve you, or we serve everyone as customers, where you can have your deposits reflecting, your withdrawals reflecting, your checks clearing. That engine is what we are changing. So we are moving from the existing one to a new one. That is what we mean when we talk about core banking solution.
Interesting. I mean, let me keep this. So what's the motivation behind this? It will even see me having more money in my account. That's what I am thinking about. What was the motivation behind the transition?
It's about time. Technology is evolving. The entire world is changing. And at any point in time, just as you run an old engine in an old car, it's important as you evolve,
you upgrade,
you get what will match the needs of customers.
Right.
So the motivation is to get more scalable, improve our security solutions and services, and have an atmosphere and environment that will be faster. So we reduce the lag times in our transition and in our transactions with customers, whether you are doing it yourself or I'm assisting you in the banking halls.
So what are the specific deliverables, both in branch and online, that customers should look forward to?
One major change is the change in account numbers. That's the major change. The majority of the activity and everything sits with the bank, the core bank itself. Customers do not have anything to do through this exercise.
So we don't have to do anything.
Don't do anything.
You are doing everything.
Yes, please.
But we should expect that our account numbers will change.
Will change, yes.
And
the change is coming with a new solution.
Right.
And sometimes when you go through these changes, once you have desire to inculcate or integrate new things into your system, certain numbering patterns will have to conform and support.
So that's where the numbers are changing.
Yes, please.
But how long can we use the old ones? Are you phasing them out right away?
We are not. So every customer keeps their old numbers because we are moving the old number to the new one.
Right.
So you still have the old one working very well. Over 24 months, you still have it.
For until 2 years, I can use the old number.
It could even be more.
Wow.
It could even go beyond that.
So when I give you my account with the old number and you set the money, it will come in the new one.
Yes.
So the number is what just changes.
Yes, please.
And I can use it for more than 24 months.
You can. It might even go beyond that. So nobody has to have the urgency to go to your employer, to go to any other place where you get your salaries to rush to change. Pension, you don't need to rush to change. You work with both up until when you are conversant with a new one. That is the major change. Otherwise, everything else is efficiency, is fast, security wise is tighter. Those are the attributes we are selling on this new platform.
I like it. So, is there going to be any disruptions in any way, especially for your online services, digital platforms? Will this upgrade, the new core banking application, impact digital banking?
It will. Plans have been put in place to make it as smooth a transition as possible. However, we anticipate a few hitches, a few hiccups here and there. There'll be ons and offs of certain platforms. So we have our GT World, we have my GHP, we have 737, our various points of sale terminals, the POS, we have our ATMs. Some will be off, some will be on through the period. So these glitches will be there from Friday midnight through to Monday morning.
Friday midnight.
Yes, please.
To early Monday morning.
Early Monday morning. That is the period we are anticipating this. But that notwithstanding, we know at the end of transition, everything should come back to life.
Okay.
Banking operations continue.
Okay.
Services and transactions resumes.
Okay. So if you experience any hiccup using your POS or ATMs and all your digital platforms, especially the mobile banking platforms, you should just know it's happening between Friday midnight to early Monday morning.
Yes, please.
And that's only because we are transitioning to the new core banking application,
Yes,
which will give you a more secure platform, faster results, and your satisfaction will just improve, right?
Perfect.
So that's what we should know. Now, what? I don't need to come to the bank to take my money, do I?
You don't need to.
I don't need to
You
rush
don't need
there
to,
and
don't
take
rush there.
money.
If you have a need for some funds throughout
Over
this
the weekend.
you can grab that.
Okay.
But otherwise, there's no reason for you to rush. None of the activities we are doing will affect your balances in terms of you losing money, or will change your name. Will change it won't change any details on your account. The nature of account remains the same.
And what is in there remains the same.
You want us to add?
Oh, it would have been good, as the new core banking application promo, then you drop something.
We'll see about
It's
that.
very important. Please consider it. Okay, so let's talk about this new system, right? And its support to GT Bank's vision for digital banking and innovation in the coming years. How is this going to help us achieve that?
We've always been advocates for digital all these years. For 19 years we've been in existence.
19 years.
Yes.
Wow,
That
close
has
to
been
2
our
decades.
hallmark, yes.
Impressive.
And so as part of that, we can't do anything less.
Right.
There's AI, there's integration, there's banking on the go. All these words are words that come with technology and changes.
Correct.
At some point, I'm sure you and I will not even visit the banking hall, even for a deposit.
True.
Because the whole world will be transacting online. So we are set to put ourselves in a position where, notwithstanding what comes in terms of system integration with other third parties, whether it's going by Momo, it's going by bank to bank, it's going global,
Intrabank.
we are set for it. And this change is not happening just in Ghana. It's happening across all the subsidiaries of GT Bank.
Very well.
So we are seamlessly putting ourselves together in a position where no matter where you are, wherever we are, we're able to serve you easier
I love
and
it.
faster.
That's exciting. So what would you like to say to GT Bank customers who may be apprehensive a bit? You know, some of us are slow, some are generally... So what would you say to all those who are like slightly apprehensive about this?
We understand change is difficult and it can be quite uncertain as well. Our assurance to you is nothing happens to your funds.
Okay.
Your monies, your activities are all intact.
Very critical.
We are assuring that it is only during the period of transition we are asking for this weekend that you get these hiccups. Once we are back on Monday, you realize everything is about the same, with the exception of seeing a new account number.
Okay.
In as much as you can still use your existing number for all your transactions. Our
Right.
assurance is the fact that your account remains the same, but the experience will be better.
Right.
However, if you still want to talk, account issues are quite personal. You can either reach out to your RM or call us on 0800 124 000.
0800 124 000.
On all networks, toll free. And we're working 24/7, especially within this period, to answer all your questions.
That's exciting.
Account issues are quite personal, so sometimes people want to do that. So
I
we open our
completely
lines
agree.
to that.
And the GT Bank customers say they are grateful for this proactive intervention. They say I should repeat encore the point I made. Now while you upgrade, the thing is, you see something about it. Agnes Sewa Bana Uso from you're the divisional head corporate communication and customer experience. Thank you for interacting with us and giving us this heads up. We do well to cooperate with you. Thank you so much for passing through.
Thank you, sir.
And we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. And attention, please, all customers. This is an account information update from Omni Basic Bank to all our beautiful customers. Kindly proceed to any of our branches or visit our website www.omnibasic.com.gh to update your account records with your Ghana card. For more information, please call 030-780-6000 or 080-010-0790. Have a beautiful day. Omni Basic Bank, not just another bank. And if you're upgrading your office space, please call the experts. You want a healthy chair that takes care of your spine? Call the Expert Office Furnish Company Limited for your ergonomic swivel chairs today. Our ergonomic swivel chairs have intelligent seat cushion with dynamic bionic spine pressure relief design, dynamic smart motion back support technologies equipped with double wing support chips and has great benefits for your health and spine. At Expert Office Furnish Company Limited, we also have executive desks, cabinets, conference and all office furniture that suits your budget. We are off the Atomic Hills Estate on the Asari Junction near ASI Plaza, Showman Estates. 0571 386 600 is the number, or 0244 280 532. Find us on Facebook, Expert Office Furnish GH, Expert Furnish Instagram, Expert Office Furnish Twitter or X. Visit our website www.expertofficefurnish.com. Expert Office Furnish, your health, your wealth. We'll go for a very quick break. When we are back, we have more for you.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Hi, Mom, it's me, Kwame.
Hey, Kwame, how are you?
Mom, I'm fine, oh.
Okay.
You know something?
No, tell me.
I'm looking for a complete furniture set for my new place.
Kwame, I've told you before, the only one place you should go, eh?
Yeah, Mom, but I need a mattress to fit my bed.
Ash foam.
I need a bed to fit my room.
Ash foam.
What about a sofa where go relax my body?
Ash foam.
Wardrobes to fit all my clothes?
Ash foam.
What about linens and pillows for sweet dreams?
Kwame, ash foam.
Mommy, that I feel you. Ash foam all the way.
From mattresses to beds, sofas, wardrobes, linens, pillows, and more. Don't waste time and visit any Ash Foam showroom across the country or call our hotline at 0243 200 729. Ash Foam. Feel it, know it.
Hello, boss. I just drove out of your premises. I've called you several times. Boss, I beg.
I gave you an opportunity to present your proposal with your financial statements. You didn't. If we approve and request for an invoice, that will take you another month, eh? You couldn't even provide receipts from the last job. My brother, we have given the contract to someone else who promptly furnished us with what we needed. Get serious.
Yehovah.
Don't be caught in this mess ever again. Restart with Build. Build provides businesses with a comprehensive accounting software with features that make your bookkeeping, accounting, tax, and payroll functions seamless. Our support team is always available to assist and respond to all your inquiries. Log on to www.build.africa and sign up. Call 030-80-4007 or 0303-974-832 for more information. Build. Bookkeeping made simple. Results made extraordinary.
Rise and shine. It's another day to stay on point. Toast is spread, it's still on point. Watch it spread, it's all day long. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Watch it spread, it's still on point. For your bread, it's still on point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's yummy, delicious. It's still on point. Still on point. Yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Still on point. Yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's still on point. Fortune spread, it's yummy, delicious. It's still on point.
Fortune spread, delicious, creamy, and always on point. This advert is FDA approved.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
is 49 after 9. And listen, you have a newborn baby. You're excited. It's exciting. You have a new member of the family. But you just discovered that this newborn has what they call neonatal jaundice. What would you do? Should you panic? I have information for you. We have all the experts who have the right information for you because we are celebrating the Neonatal Jaundice Awareness Month. So as a new parent, you don't need to panic. Let me just introduce to you very quickly Dora Judith Sechibia. She is a pediatric nurse specialist. Hi Dora, you're welcome. She's here with Dr. Candice Abunapea, pediatrician in training. That's correct. And then Ama Kisiwa Gezi Otu, you are neonatal nurse in training. Interesting. So one is a neonatal nurse in training, another is a pediatric nurse in training. What's the difference between neonatal is in the stomach and pediatric is outside? What was the difference? Help me understand.
So neonatal, we look at the first 28 days of life.
Oh.
Yes. Pedics is a broader umbrella.
Okay.
So neonatal is in pediatrics.
So,
yes.
So neonatal is the early days,
yes,
when they are just being introduced to the world.
Yes.
I see.
Very vital period.
Interesting. How normal is neonatal jaundice? If I have a little baby and he has what they say is neonatal jaundice, should I panic?
Okay, so I would say you should panic because you need to find out what is causing your baby's jaundice at the time.
Right.
So anytime you see jaundice in your newborn, you should ask questions. Why is it happening?
Okay.
It can be physiological, which is normal because research has it that about 80% of newborns who are term, who go to 38 weeks and above, can get jaundice.
Okay.
And preterms about 90%, so we expect it.
Also, the incidence is higher for those preterm, but
they have
normal
immature,
80%. Oh, I see.
So if you see it, find out why. That is all I can say.
So I'm going to ask you what causes the neonatal jaundice, but first, how do I even know what my baby has as neonatal? Because they don't talk, they just cry.
Yeah. So with that one, you see that when the babies are young, their livers are not mature.
Okay.
So in that case, the body deposits some chemicals in the blood, which we call bilirubin. So when it's excess and the liver is not able to excrete it, that means brings it out, it turns out it deposits on the skin and then the sclera, which we call the jaundice.
Okay, so it's a skin thing?
Yes, so you see it on the eye, it becomes yellow, like mine.
Because I know the color of their eyes change,
yellow.
right?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, so
and
when the baby's
skin,
eyes are yellow, you should be suspecting neonatal jaundice.
Yes, and then the skin, you see, and then the mucous membrane, sometimes you see on their lips and the tip of their nose, you see it.
So these are the top 3 signs that your baby has neonatal jaundice.
Yes, please.
So,
and you can even see through the wee and then the poo too.
How do you do that?
You can.
It smells different or what?
No, the color will change. Yeah, there's 2 color to
change. What?
It will turn sometimes yellow. The wee yellow.
Okay.
Color. Yes,
neonatal jaundice is like he likes yellow pa. So once the eyes are yellow, the skin color is changing, the poop and the wee is changing to yellow. There are signs that neonatal jaundice is somewhere. Okay. So what practices increase the risk of babies developing jaundice in the first few weeks of life?
Okay. So neonatal jaundice is actually one of the causes is poor breastfeeding.
Okay.
So if the mother isn't breastfeeding well, isn't producing a lot of milk for the baby, then it could worsen the jaundice.
Right.
Also, another cause of neonatal jaundice is G6PD deficiency. So G6PD
I heard it the other time.
deficiency
I wasn't sure what it was.
G6PD is an enzyme in the red blood cell.
Okay.
So those who don't have the enzyme or who don't have it in adequate amounts, their body breaks down the red blood cells easily, and so they are more prone to jaundice. So if you have camphor at home, any medications at home that trigger G6PD deficiency causing the hemolysis, then it will be worse for the baby. Another thing is if the baby has an infection that he could have got from the mother at birth, can also get worse jaundice. And also if the baby's on any medications, it could worsen the jaundice.
So how is it treated? How is it treated? Some people say they take the baby under the sun and the sun will cure.
So
is that correct?
In the past, that is what we were doing, but research in recent days have shown that the sunlight is not very effective if you don't know what is causing your jaundice.
Okay.
So we recommend that you come to the hospital. We do phototherapy. That's the surest and simple way of managing jaundice.
Yeah.
Yes. And we are advocating for early diagnosis and treatment. So when you come early, we put you under the blue light.
Right.
you are good to go.
Okay, so early initiation of breastfeeding. Tell me about that, and then the development of jaundice. Is there any connection?
Yeah, because when you feed your baby, that means baby will get enough fluids, and the baby will pass out urine and stool, and it will clear the jaundice.
Okay.
It wouldn't stay in.
Oh, so the earlier you start breastfeeding the baby, the better.
Yes,
Some of them, they don't like to feed. Is there anything like that?
Yeah, so we want to our husbands and then our aunties, we need support. The women need support. When a woman gets a support, definitely the woman will be able to breastfeed the baby, because when the woman is in pain, the mother will not be able to lactate early.
Okay.
But when the person gets support, the person will be able to lactate early and breastfeed.
So what should we do? Should we just be there? Like, when you say you need support, what do you mean?
Yeah, so we need support in terms of caring for the baby.
Okay.
In fact, when the person too is relaxed, it
helps with the lactation. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll be there. We'll provide all you need. Just send us. We'll do all the rounds for you.
Right.
Don't worry about that. But there must be some myths around neonatal jaundice, right?
Yeah.
Anyone wants to tell me some of them and debunk them, please?
So people feel like when you see the yellow, you should apply breast milk.
Oh, onto the eye.
Onto the eye.
Okay.
There is no scientific backing to that, so we would want to.
So don't drop breast milk on the eyes.
No, we don't want
it's
to.
Not
some
proper.
Will say, some even have the perception that when the baby comes to the NICU and is put in an incubator, it can even predispose them to jaundice, which is not true.
It's not true.
Yes. Then we can also say, some will say taking in coconut water and all those things can also predispose. Is also a myth.
Okay.
I don't know if
Some also say that if the mother eats oily food or yellow food, so carrots, mangoes in pregnancy, her baby will have jaundice, but that's not true, because that's not how the jaundice comes about. And lastly, some people think that when their babies have jaundice, their skin color is just coming out.
Oh, I just saw you, Bruni.
Your baby is not fair. Your baby has jaundice.
I see. So when you see the change in the skin color, it's not because it's getting fairer.
No.
It is jaundice.
Jaundice that you need to take action.
Jaundice. Okay. All right. So exposure to sunlight, you've addressed that. It doesn't treat jaundice. No. Okay. So we are doing. Is this the Greater Accra Regional Hospital?
Yes.
You are all from Rage Hospital, as we know it.
Neonatal unit.
Neonatal unit.
Yeah.
Okay. So as we are having the Neonatal Jaundice Awareness Month, what's happening? What are you doing to help fight jaundice among newborn babies?
All right. So the whole month has been set aside for neonatal jaundice celebration. That's by the Pediatric Society of Ghana.
Okay.
However, in Greater Accra Regional Hospital, this whole week has been set aside for that celebration. So from Monday, we've been having launching, education, lectures, and today is our day for media engagement. Tomorrow is our grand derby, for which we are climaxing our whole celebration. Today, we are only here to talk about jaundice, to create the awareness. And the most important thing for us is people getting to know what it is, the complications, and then how it can be treated, so that the side effects that come with neonatal jaundice can be prevented. Okay. So that's basically what we
do. You have enough of the equipment, the blue lights you talk about? Is there any support you need from where government, stakeholders, philanthropists, individuals, survivors, people who have children who have survived jaundice or maybe lost kids to jaundice and want to show something?
We do something. But there's a saying in Akan, Epokran Togum. So we need more, because for a Greater Accra Regional Hospital, the Neonatal unit, we are the NICU for the best NICU in the whole country.
Oh, you are the best
Yes.
neonatal
By all standards
in the whole Ghana.
Exactly. You are the best NICU.
I have to come and see. Because some place I've been, when I open the door, there's some queers. I'm like, now don't cry, Benyania Colano.
In fact, I'm inviting you, and so that we get referrals a lot.
Okay.
So we need more equipment. So government, organizations like even Citi, any other corporate institutions.
Don't worry. Talk to me.
Pleading.
Talk to me. And
I can see that.
Yeah, totally.
I can see your commitment.
What I say?
Yeah.
No, we love the newborns. We love the work you do because the little kids, they're amazing. Sometimes when they cry or they fall sick, it's so frustrating. We don't really know what to do. But you are really amazing at your job. Thank you for taking care of our children and helping them grow. So can mothers request for their new babies to be screened for jaundice? As you're doing this, can I just bring my baby and say, rich people, you see you are doing jaundice, something. I bring my baby.
Definitely, mothers can ask for their children to be screened, but not just that. It's a protocol that's supposed to be done everywhere. Whenever a baby is being discharged, the patient should be screened. At postnatal care clinic, the baby should be screened.
Right.
And what we want to say is that when your baby is screened and we give you the results, please comply. Many mothers decline treatment and later come back in
when it's worse.
So
Okay.
please,
So to the mothers, when you go and they give you the results, do you understand? It's very important. Beautiful ladies, lovely work you're doing. We are really encouraged. We support you. We are with you. We're wishing you all the best. Thank you for passing through. Dora Judith Sichibia, pediatric nurse specialist. Dr. Candice Abenapea, pediatrician in training, and then Ama Kisiwa Gazy Otu. Thank you so much for passing by to spread awareness on neonatal jaundice. We really wish you all the best also.
Thank you for having us, and
awesome.
We hope to see you in November.
What's happening?
Prematurity Day.
I will be there.
Yes, thank you.
I'll come.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. It's top of the hour, and this June something amazing is about to happen in Accra. If you're a farmer or fresh produce, you're into fish farming, poultry or livestock, then do not miss the Agri Fair 2025 happening at the Efua Sutherland Children's Park from Friday 20th to Sunday 22nd of June. Do not miss it. It's the ultimate weekend marketplace from fresh fruits to vegetables, poultry, livestock, fish, aquaculture products, agro inputs, and even processing machines, all at unbeatable farm gate prices. Call this number 0205973973 for more information. Come one, come all, enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices. Treat yourselves to seasoning kebabs. Agri Fair 2025, where culture meets innovation. It's powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM. Proudly sponsored by the Ghana Exim Bank Legacy Crop Improvement Center and Development Bank Ghana. Thank you so much for doing the listening. My name is Caleb Kuda. It's top of the hour. And Ejubi Riafe Akenteng is here with the news at 10. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello and